Hello, faithful listeners, and welcome to All Hail the King, a podcast where we delve into the mystic, mysterious, and often macabre world of Stephen King adaptations. My name is Viv, and I'm joined by my co-hosts Garen and Joe. On this episode, this is America, goddammit, and we don't put up with no bullshit!
Run, 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 run.
Running
Say what you do.
Do you know any other running songs?
Run, boy, run. That's not how it goes, but it's
I
the one
ran.
like, do, and
country?
I ran.
You don't pronounce it that way.
Iran.
Yeah, we're doing the Running Man.
We're doing the Running Man.
Yeah, we're talking about the Running Man.
Yeah. One of these adaptations is very recent.
Yeah.
Actually, it's the most recent Stephen King project, for the big screen to be released.
Yes, it is. Because originally when we started doing this, we weren't going to do the recent ones. We did kind of break that rule because I was really interested in the life of Chuck. And then I read Cell and had a bit of a breakdown and was like, please let me talk about The Long Walk. But we actually did hold off on this one.
Yeah, we weren't going to do this one right away. I think we just wanted there to be a bit more time between them, especially considering we did two of the new releases.
Yeah, they were all quite close together,
recently.
Life of Chuck, Long Walk, and Running Man.
Yeah.
It's the only recent one this season.
With season?
This season of other podcast.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought you were just like, I don't know. I think Long Walk had some spice to it, had some cinnamon, had some cumin.
Yeah, it did.
No, I meant this season of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting, actually, thinking about that. Not to, jump too far ahead, but I never even considered until right now that two of the three Stephen King adaptations we got last year were Bachman adaptations.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Are there any other major ones left?
There's Thinner.
Okay.
There's Thinner, which has been adapted, and then I think it's stuff like Blaze and... Is
Blaze,
it the Regulators?
we looked at it the other day, didn't we? Blaze, Regulators, and Rage, which will never be adapted, which is I'm very interested in
You
reading
never know.
one day.
You never know.
We're just going to do it.
Maybe when he dies, they'll be like, now's the chance. He
Now's
can't
the
stop
chance.
us.
All the to-be adaptations of Rage. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're going to be one of them, and I'm very excited.
Yes.
We're not talking just about the new Running Man. There is also one from the 80s.
You've actually seen this one quite recently as well. I didn't join in.
Yeah, we when the new one was coming out, because we knew we didn't cover it for the podcast, you and I separately both watched it, but at the same time.
Yeah, so when we started the podcast, I'm a graphic designer, as I've mentioned in the past, and I did some artwork for this podcast and your other podcast, First Time Flyers.
Yes.
And
The TV Pilot podcast, available on all streaming platforms.
new episodes on Fridays, yeah. But yeah, I didn't accept any payment from you, so you got me some Stephen King movies on 4K.
Oh yeah,
Yes, we
we did.
did,
Are we
And-
such good friends?
We're great.
Yeah.
Aren't we good? I forgot about that. So where this was going was like, fuck, were we meant to pay him this whole time?
I know.
No, but we did.
I mean,
It's accumulated interest. We're fucked.
yeah, come on. I need another dose of 4Ks. Anyway, you got me Carrie and The Running Man. So I watched it before the Edgar Wright one came out, and obviously I've rewatched them both this past week.
And I had a similar experience, except for me, it was around this time that I, because we'd started the podcast, I bulk bought a set of Stephen King VHSs, and The Running Man was included on them. So I also watched it on physical release before the 2025 remake came out.
Was this your first time watching
This
the
was my
80s
first.
Running
Yeah, this
Man?
was my first time watching the 80s Running Man.
Okay,
Interesting.
Yeah.
very cool.
But we have to hold off on giving thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause
we haven't done this for a while. There's a book.
I know.
There's a book. I had a little bit of a break. I finished this book ages ago.
Yeah.
Did you
I
have to
like-
refresh your memory at all?
No, to be honest, it's
Didn't
stuck
even
in there pretty
skim
well.
the
Do
Wikipedia.
you have the book physically, or is it just on?
I
your
don't.
Kindle?
It's one of the ones I don't have. I know
I
it
don't know how
has a
thick
cool.
it is.
Yeah, it's quite thin. I know it has a physical release of the new coloured back sets, the solid colour ones, the very published ones. Before that, it was. I'm sure it might have had another release, but before that, it was part of the Bachman books,
Yeah.
so the 4-book set with Rage, Long Walk. What's the other one? Thinner, I think, and Running Man. Must be, yeah. If I'm wrong about that, that's my bad. I know I've got them written down somewhere. But yes, I read this book.
Over the course of months.
Took longer than it should have.
No, Joe forgot that we were doing Michael Jackson's
Oh, yeah, that was
Ghosts.
part of the story. I also read it earlier because I thought this was meant to be filmed 2 weeks ago. So, because I forgot Michael Jackson's Ghost was a thing and was happening before this episode.
Yeah.
So,
It's all good. You've
Yeah.
read it, and we're doing
I've read
this
it. That's
now.
the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better than Back of Bones, which I finished half the book the day before we recorded. But yeah, let me tell you about this book. So, The Running Man was first published May 4th, 1982 by Signet Books under the Richard Bachman name. We've already covered one of Bachman's other books, The Long Walk. If you want the full story on Bachman, you can go to that episode. But in short, Stephen King wanted to see if he could replicate his own success or if he was just kind of a name brand at this point, and decided publishing under the name Richard Bachman, and was very quickly outed by some bored, I think he worked in a bookshop
Yeah, we
clerk.
talked about it.
Yeah,
on the
we
Long
talked about
Walk
it then.
episode.
Yeah.
It's somewhere in that 3 hours
Exactly.
conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty old. So he got outed by a bookshop guy, and The Running Man was the fourth and final Bachman book before he got outed.
And just to quickly jump in
Yeah.
and do the joke, they're both about walking/running. That's kind
They
of
are,
humorous.
and they're both dystopian in the future. Genuinely, surprising amount of overlap.
Nothing scares Stephen King more than the idea of
And
walking.
they're both sort of like game shows or contests.
Yeah,
and they
they
came
are.
out in 2025.
And they're both gay. No, I wish.
No.
No, alas, this is probably one of
No
the straighter
queer corner?
ones. No queer corner this episode.
No.
Common Domingo. But no, he's just eccentric.
That's just a gay man in general.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Just queer corner. I just named all the gay people that work on the movies. It was the final book, like we've already
Lee
said.
Pace.
Lee Pace?
Lee Pace is also gay.
Is he?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, no, I was watching The Hobbit recently. Complete tangent. But there was a scene with Richard Armitage, Ian McKellen, Lee Pace, and Luke Evans. And just like, wow, very rarely do you see 4 gay men like in
Yeah.
a scene together from like a not gay like.
And they didn't
That's
all
right.
make out.
Wow. I mean,
Well, that's in the director's cut.
that's very funny.
Peter, you have to cut the orgy. I won't do it.
I won't do it. It's part of the vision.
It's part of the vision.
Sorry, I was thinking Peter Griffin.
Yeah.
You need a full name Peter Jackson, otherwise I will think Peter
Peter, you have to.
Griffin. Peter, the gays are here.
Yeah, you
Peter.
have to cut the gay scene. I won't do it. Carry
That
on.
was really good.
Thank you. I wasn't.
We've already said, but it was the final book to be included in the Bachman collection in 1985. But it was actually, even though it was published in 1982, King wrote the original draft in February 1973. So if we've got any consistent listeners, they'll remember in the Cujo episode, there's a kind of a myth about Cujo that he wrote it in a really short time frame.
In the
and
Coke
that-
binge.
Yeah, in the Coke binge. That's kind of unsubstantiated because I think a lot of people mix that up with how he wrote Running Man.
Did he write this in a Coke binge?
It wasn't a Coke binge. So King said
Pepsi.
It was a Pepsi generation
Yeah.
binge.
a lot of this info comes from King did some like videos talking about when the new movie came out, the story, but it was also on writing. King said during the school break of February 1973, there was a major snowstorm and his family was snowed into their trailer that they lived in. And during that snowstorm, King challenged himself to write a book in a week. And he did. And that was Running Man. The manuscript sat in a drawer for over a decade. And it wasn't until he started publishing under the Bachman name that he decided to dust it off.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I feel as though that narrative of binge writing a book works more for Cujo just because how claustrophobic the second act is.
Yeah. Although I will say, Running Man is very different to a lot of King's structure of other things. Even like Long Walk, I feel like reading that, it's like, oh yeah, this is Stephen King, you can tell.
Yeah.
Running Man, can't tell. Like 2-page chapters, 100 chapters, because it's like, it's counting down like 199, 98 to the point of the ending. And it does read very differently, which is
Okay.
maybe what influenced my opinion of it. But so I feel like you can kind of tell maybe that it was like, obviously it would have had edits, but you can kind of tell it was written in a week just of how like stream of consciousness it is. Not in a sense of with this one,
I
like
don't know, that's
other,
pretty King.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Not in the sense of like other King's other books, where it's like, how the fuck did we get here? More in the sense of he was like, okay, I know exactly like where I want this to go. It's just a matter of like getting A to B.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
King recalls it getting a bit of a buzz in sci-fi circles at the time, and it didn't like take off necessarily, probably until after they found out that Bachman was king. In The Importance of Being Bachman, which is the intro to the Bachman collection, King describes The Running Man as a book written by a young man who was angry, energetic, and infatuated by the craft of writing. Boy, can you fucking tell.
Really?
Yeah, I struggled through this book.
Really?
Yeah, this was one of the ones I was actually really excited for, and I struggled with the pacing of it, the structure of it. I thought, great, short chapters, like I'll fly through this, because just in my head, if a book is a short chapter, it's like, it just flows for me. I thought this struggled. Like King said, he was a young man who was angry. He was like, let me double check. He was 26 years old at the time, writing this, stuck in a trailer during a snowstorm, a lot of thoughts and opinions about the world. I mean, you know, he wrote The Long Walk.
It is quite a political story.
Exactly. He wrote The Long Walk as like a college student. So imagine like the kid who wrote The Long Walk, seeing his friends going off to like Vietnam and stuff, aged up a bit, now with a wife and kids, living in a trailer, like stuck inside. You can tell this is his most cynical book.
I'm surprised then it comes across like kind of sluggish for you to get through, considering like how vitriolic it sounds like he was writing it. You'd expect like it to be more fast paced, maybe.
Yeah, I think the back half especially is like when it first starts. I was like, okay, like I'll keep on board with this, and then it just kind of hit a wall once the Running Man game started. That I was just like not that into it. Like when we talk about the Edgar Wright one, it'll kind of make more sense because that is definitely a much closer adaptation. And I think having seen that, reading the book, kind of it's one of the few rare cases where I watched both adaptations before reading the book, and it really felt like it was shooting it in the foot of just the back half's pacing and just waiting for it to get to the point.
I am curious about what you said just a few moments ago.
Yeah, of course.
His most cynical book, is that your opinion or is that like the general consensus?
So that was definitely my opinion, but I was so baffled by how much I didn't enjoy this. I actually did take to Reddit and ask like, yeah, and I was like,
Man
hey,
loves Reddit.
I was just like, I haven't,
just farming for karma.
I'm trying to catch up to you. You got way more karma than me, even though my account's like half your age. So
Wow,
like,
comparing Reddit.
I looked once.
It's a nothing burger.
I totally don't frequently check to see like what the numbers are. For the record, I don't do that. That would be insane.
It just sounds like you're in denial now.
Maybe I do.
Yeah.
I'll start doing that.
He's going beetroot red right now
Yeah.
with embarrassment.
But I asked on the Reddit, and some people completely disagreed with me. Some people loved that.
I've definitely seen some pushback against this book.
Some people, it seems to be the consensus is it is one of his most cynical books. But for some people, that's a positive. Some people, that's a negative. I even saw one Reddit comment. I could probably find the exact one, but I'll paraphrase it just because I haven't got it ready on my phone to go. Of saying something like, Stephen King's stories like to have hope at the end. They do like to have the characters win, even if they've suffered a loss. And I can see that. I do agree with that.
Cujo.
Like, yeah, well, Cujo is one of those. There's a lot of examples where that doesn't work. Like,
there's always exceptions, but like
I feel like
yeah, we're trying to beat him into a corner here.
But I do feel like around this time, like in the 80s, like we're going to be talking about it relatively soon, but like with I've forgotten all Stephen King books.
Turn your head.
Salem's Lot, like Christine, like there's loss, but like the characters do come out on top.
I saw I saw like Man Carrying Things. I think he was like reviewing it.
Yeah.
And he had like kind of a similar opinion. I think like a big consensus was that it was just the style at the time for these science fiction books, that there was just like a lot of cynicism.
Yeah. Well, that's like what people were saying about like King has that hope, Bachman doesn't. And I do kind of agree actually, because like when I think about it, The Long Walk was a depressing ending, but The Long Walk still had that feeling of like
you said like a bond.
Hope in camaraderie.
It's
and
like
friendship.
how Fear Street is different to Goosebumps.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I guess you could spin it for a Long Walk at least, is that even with that camaraderie, in the end, it's kind of meaningless when you're dying for this.
Yeah, you can, but with
the system. But I guess you still have those feelings of loving those characters. I'm guessing you don't feel the same
no,
for this.
I really don't like Ben Richards in this book. And someone was like, That's the point. Like he's the kind of guy where like he's been in Slumside. Everything he's done, regardless of like how hard he has worked, has just come out on his face. And the point of the book, especially when we talk about the ending and how it differs from the movies, is just the fact of like the 9/11 of the fact that Richards does die, and like we don't see if anything he does has any meaning, and it probably doesn't. And I completely agree that that's on purpose, but that just doesn't work for me. I don't think this is a bad book. I just don't think it's.
Is he a father in this one?
Pardon?
Is he a father? Is Ben?
The story is pretty much the same as the Edgar Wright version.
Okay.
The Edgar Wright version follows it very closely, except for like the ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is. I don't know how relevant this is, but go with me on this.
Yeah.
You were quite into YA novels and the adaptations.
That's true.
So I'm thinking, obviously, big one, Hunger Games, which we've talked
The
about
obvious
before.
one, yeah.
But like other ones where it's similar, like contests or just like sort of like Maze Runner. They're in somewhere, they got to get out.
Situation, they got to survive.
Game that's televised for the like horrific games televised for the
How much of like that are you? I'm not saying that you are, but how much are you sort of like referring to that? Because that's something I imagine you read when you were much younger.
Yeah, perhaps.
I for one read the first Hunger Games when that movie came out.
Perhaps I am. Perhaps you're right, because as much as I, for example, with the Hunger Games, because it is the most obvious comparison, the newest Hunger Games book, Sunrise on the Reaping, one of the things I criticized in that is like the game nature of it. I definitely think as I've gotten older, I'm more interested in like the way it affects the characters, which is probably why I didn't care for this, because I was not interested in Ben Richards. And it's bad because part of it wants to say like, yeah, in Hunger Games you've got Katniss you're rooting for, in Maze Runner you've got Dylan O'Brien. I think his name is Thomas.
I was not rooting for him in the two of the films I watched.
Not to turn this into a criticism of the Hunger Games, but as soon as you pull those characters out of those games, you notice like a lot of people even the fans get disinterested.
That's fair.
Mockingjay?
Yeah.
You're rooting for Rachel Zegler, as everyone should be in Ballad, but it's like that sort of thing where
you can cross Rachel Zegler off your Joe bingo.
Yeah,
we're waiting for Glee now.
But like,
yeah,
but to continue on that line, just like it kind of proves the criticism of the film.
Yeah,
it kind of points it at the audience, Leonard, just like. You're clearly just there to see the game part of it all.
That's the thing. So it's weird because, like, I definitely think this is I'm criticizing the book, but it's a criticism. I know, like, a lot of it is based on opinion. This is the most opinionated my criticism has been. I'm not talking in any way about, like, I think this book is poorly written. It's purely just, for me, if I cared about what happened to Ben Richards, maybe I would be invested in it.
Yes, but, like, separating your opinion...
Richard.
So you're saying it's impossible to...
I think it's impossible to separate, like, say you don't like the characterization, but that's like so imbued into the writing itself.
Yeah.
So
that's true. It's more just like I think it's achieving what King wanted it to achieve. I just think like...
And what do you think he was just trying to achieve?
I think it was, like you said, a cynical 26-year-old writing about that feeling of everything being controlled, like exploitation. It's interesting how it's aged because, like you said, Hunger Games, all the YA versions, all of that has come after. This is like a very, not an early example of dystopia, but probably an early example of like a death game.
Yeah.
And it's in the early days of like television. And it is interesting how like the book takes place in 2025, like last year. But yeah, I wish I could even put it into like more specific words. It just sounds like this book is kind of like a Marmite book. Either the themes and the cynicism and the grit work for you, or it doesn't. For me, it came across as, and maybe it's because I knew that he was young when he wrote this and the situation before it. It came across as like this young man in his 20s, just kind of like being gritty and having something to say, but I feel like it needs... Not necessarily it needs hope. It doesn't need, like, to have a happy ending. Or have...
Running Man hope slop.
Yeah, it doesn't need that, but it's like...
It's not Superman, so Joe didn't like it.
No. Where was the being nice? Why wasn't he being kind?
Why didn't he just be kind to everyone and then they would have helped him through?
Because, I'll be honest...
I think he was kind. He was helping the guys in the, like... steel mill,
Yeah.
or whatever.
That's the thing, I'll be honest, and it's something like, I won't give my full opinion away, but that's something that like the movies try and do, is have like a hopeful ending. And I'll be honest, with both movies, I don't think that works either. I think it's just as valid to like in Long Walk, have a story where you're rooting for the character, and then it still doesn't work out.
I think with a lot of these types of stories where it's like a game, like the ending is so hard.
Yeah.
'Cause obviously there are going to be people who are just like, well, why do I watch them go through all that if they're not going to win?
Yeah.
But then sometimes them winning is not really a cathartic ending.
Mm.
You know?
Exactly.
I think there's a reason why of the original trilogy of Hunger Games, Mockingjay is the one that everybody says is the worst.
Yeah.
Because it is like, how do you sort of like wrap up that kind of like...
Exactly. And to talk
story.
about Long Walk, we eventually, because I got the Blu-ray for Christmas, eventually have seen the
A lot of
the
people
alternate
don't,
ending.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like the ending of
Yeah.
Long Walk.
And the alternate ending confirms that Pete survives.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for Long Walk. You can cut that in a spoiler warning if you want. Spoilers for the Long Walk. The alternate ending of the movie is Pete surviving, rather than leaving it ambiguous, like it's unambiguous that he lived. And I think that kind of weakens it, of like, you don't know what happens. Same as the book, you don't get confirmation, that spoilers for the book, that Ray is alive or dead. It's more just left up to your own interpretation.
And I just want to throw this out as a general criticism for these sort of game criticism, like societal
Yeah.
violence criticisms. They more often just boil down to them discovering the corruption of it all, and then just kind of being like, you shouldn't watch this, to like throw it at the audience at the end. It just tends to be... it's not that I disagree
Ready
with
Player
it.
One ending.
Basically, where it's just its whole thesis is just like disengage from this.
Yeah.
There are some interesting like ideas within, specifically the 2025 version that I quite like. That felt quite unique. I'd be interested when we get to that if these are in the original book, but like a lot of them just sort of boil down to the same idea.
Yeah, and like, it's funny because the actual conversations happen in real life in regards to like, you know, watching the Running Man for the games, watching the Hunger Games for the games, and the fact that like the Hunger Games has continued and will continue as a franchise.
Yeah, because people love watching it.
Exactly, of people being like, aren't we just as bad? And it's like, well, no, it's fiction, it's different. But also, in those fictional universes, it does do the whole thing of like, the audience is bad for watching
It really
this.
does play the whole revolutionary idea.
Yeah.
When you're basing this on like a multi-billion-pound like franchise.
This is not like to the same extent, but bear with me. I know people like family members and like friends of family members who will only watch like the Bush Tucker trials and I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here. They don't want like any of the like interpersonal drama that's happening in the camp. They're just like, I just want to see him covered in bugs.
It's like my dad when he would only watch the end of every Traitors episode to see who got eliminated. It's just like
psycho.
It's insane. But then like, yeah, you can go into the whole thing of like game shows. I'm sure there is a world where like this book could have worked.
I skipped to the end of Bullseye to see if they get the speedboat.
But it's just me. Maybe if I had like, in same situations, we live in a world now where like politics and things have progressed. We have seen different versions of this. Who's to say if like I hadn't read like the Hunger Games, I hadn't read Long Walk, my opinion about this. But that's how opinions are formed.
It could also just be a different time in your life.
Exactly. Opinions are formed based on your context.
It could be a double-edged sword when you're making a story about like a very depressing, cynical future, and make it entertaining, because you've got to kind of battle those two, because you don't want to make it too entertaining, because then it's just kind of like, oh, I'm just basically exploiting these ideas in order...
You don't want Ben Richards to have too much fun, because he's meant to be having a shitty time.
Yeah. But you can't make it too cynical, because like, who the fuck would read? You're basically reading a manifesto.
Yeah, exactly. And to speak on the ending, because you both know the ending, that 9/11, he does fly the plane at the end into the Capitol building.
That's awesome.
But even like the ending, like he flies it in,
Don't make me do it, Killian.
He's bleeding to death, and like the final thing he gives like the camera is like flipping him off, and people on the Reddit were like, I love that. It's like such a striking image, and it sounds childish at any point for me to say this as well, but I just say like, as someone who's essentially the same age King is when he wrote that, I'm just like, oh, even now, like years on, different cultural contexts, where I'm just like,
a plane into a building to stop them.
Not that. I think the idea of him
being
I think the idea of him being like, I'm gonna flip off this corporation as I fly a building into them.
fly a building into them.
Yeah, and if I fly a building into them. Like the whole image, someone on the Reddit, and this is their opinion, that's completely valid, said like that's such a striking image that has really stuck with him. It's very cool. I think that's like really like edgy. I don't think it's like saying much. Like I completely agree with the idea of in Ben's final act, he is using his final act to like disrupt them in any way he can. I think that's great. Just the whole like flipping the camera off thing just feels like a bit too edgy for me. I do need a little bit more groundedness, I guess. I don't know.
Do you like that idea?
No, I think it's an interesting idea. Obviously, I haven't read the book, so I haven't got the context of like, what leads up to that to like have an opinion. Like in a vacuum, I think that's an interesting idea, even if it is a bit edgelordy, whatever.
Yeah.
But what I'm finding so striking is you're saying this just like you said, like for your money so far, it's the most like cynical, edgy book he's written.
Yeah.
Yet you want to read Rage.
I'm just so interested. Right. Okay. I'm saying this. It's yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I like Rage. There's a reason he's pulled it off the shelves. He's like obviously cultural context. I just, as a person who's not American, find that subject matter very interesting, for lack of a better term.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
We've been on a drama kick.
Spoilers for the drama, even though even me saying that kind of spoils the drama. You can even...
Yeah,
it's awkward to talk about.
It's like, really difficult to talk about it.
Yeah,
but like, we were spoiled on it before the movie even came out.
And I guessed it, but like... they say in that movie... They say in that movie, you can even get this if you want, but like when they say in that movie about... Robert Pattinson's like, his Britishness plays into effect, and they kind of deny it. I completely think it is. I think it's fucking tragic, like the violence happening in America and like around the world. But it is, specifically speaking about rage and school shootings, it is something that thankfully we don't have here.
Yeah,
and I'm interested to see like,
you're British, you get stabbed on the street.
Yeah, I am interested in seeing what King writes about that. With, I might hate Rage. I'm sure I will, but like. I'm interested in it.
Reading it, just shaking my head so
they know I disagree.
You don't agree with school shootings.
Yeah, but
you take it into work.
Oh God, can you imagine? Just to wrap up my whole thing about
that's why I was taking Rage or Lolita into
my God, definitely. I mean,
one of those books that's like on the front is like Lolita and on the back is Rage.
Double-sided one. But to wrap up my book,
try to get fired from your teaching job. Speed run.
That's like the Scientology video.
The Scientology speedruns, yeah. That's my Running Man. Yeah. Scientology speedruns.
Yeah.
Just love us.
I really want to see that clip with that music now.
We can make it.
Yeah.
Just to tie up my book thoughts, just for the ratings. So Goodreads, it has a 3.8, a 3.88. Storygraph gives it a 3.69, and the average of being a 3.79. Controversial, even for me. When I finished it, I gave it a 1.5, which is the lowest I've given a book below Bag of Bones and Cell.
That's crazy.
But I do think, as much as I don't necessarily think this is like worse than them, I do think like I would probably reread them sooner than I would reread this. And, rankings are superfluous anyway, because like the average of the rating of this puts it over Cujo and Christine, and I think those are fantastic books, way better than this. So it's all fucking opinion based, and numbers don't mean anything.
It's everyone's preference.
Exactly.
If the Running Man had an evil car and an evil dog, then you'd be
the driving man.
The driving man, the driving dog man.
Oh. I do think it is interesting though, in the context of last year we had quite a lot of Stephen King adaptations.
Yeah.
I know we had TV shows like Welcome to Derry, we had The Institute, we also had The Monkey earlier in the year, which I kind of forget it was last year. But we go from early King, the Bachman books, Long Walk and Running Man.
Yeah.
But then we also have like really late stage King, like Life of Chuck, which conversely is very optimistic.
Yeah.
Even like to a fault, maybe.
Do you think he's been liberal pilled too hard? He's got those big bucks now from all his fucking publishing deals.
I think this man has always been super political. I mean, evidently.
Yeah. I mean, you could see him softening up when he was a cynical 26-year-old living in in a fucking trailer
Snowed
park.
in with his wife
what he
and
writes.
babies.
Look at him now in his mansion,
Yeah, that's
doing
true.
pull-ups.
Cynical when you're young, hopeful when you're older. Hopeful when you're young, cynical when you're older.
I guess I'd rather be hopeful when I'm older.
You mean
No.
in denial?
Sounds like you're cynical now. So
I don't know. I think I'm a bit of a cynic.
Yeah, me too. And you're out on this. I think to be optimistic,
I describe myself as a jaded sentimentalist.
when you take the
yeah,
Kool-Aid,
that's
does
not
that
great.
mean that means you're buying the bullshit, right?
Yeah,
So-
you're you're in Jonestown.
Yeah, I'm in Jonestown.
except it wasn't really Kool-Aid. I have to say that because I know people are annoying about that.
It
we
was
know,
it was not the Kool-Aid
but
brand.
it's the phrase. It's what people say.
It was a non-branded
Yeah,
liquid full of poison.
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter what liquid it was.
Anyway,
they
you're
died
chugging that
regardless.
shit, Joe, now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're watching too much Superman.
the one movie.
Well, speaking of
Hope
Superman,
slop.
let's talk about the '87 movie.
Yes.
Superman will come into this,
Okay.
but how?
I don't know. You'll pull... Maybe a gaffer was on
Arnold
the third one or
Arnold
something.
Schwarzenegger was Superman the whole
I am
time.
Superman. I won't do that.
Ah!
Krypton, I'll be back. I can't do it.
Where's
No,
Donnie?
Krypton exploded,
Oh,
Joe.
that's why he's like, I'll be back. I don't know.
There's Donnie.
Honey?
Lois,
Yeah?
I'll be back. I'll be back, man.
That's very good.
Okay, so how does Superman play a role? That's because in 1985, this was originally going to star Christopher Reeve.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. So they originally planned to film it in 1985 with director George P. Cosmatos, who directed Massacre in Rome, Leviathan, and Tombstone. He then left because of budget disagreements. Earlier in the production, though, a director called Paul Michael Glazer was approached, who ultimately passed on the project, citing there was not enough pre-production time. He directed movies like Kazam and was Starsky in Starsky and Hutch. And we've already had Hutch from Starsky and Hutch in Salem's Lot. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we've got both Starsky and Hutch.
That's
I
cool.
feel like that's something.
We're going to encompass all media slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, after Cosmatos left, he was replaced by Andrew Davis, and Schwarzenegger replaced
Christopher Reeve.
Christopher Reeve. Andrew Davis would go on to direct movies such as Under Siege, The Fugitive, and Holes. And Schwarzenegger is, well, he's Schwarzenegger. Everyone knows who he is.
Well, maybe the generation growing up starting to listen to podcasts, maybe they don't know.
They're not the Pepsi generation.
They're not the Pepsi generation, but like, who knows?
Joe's looking on IMDb for who Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
He's a predator.
No, he was in the movie Predator.
That was a joke. That was a joke.
You didn't say this in the Michael Jackson episode. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger, The Terminator, Predator, True Lies, The Governor of California for a while.
Oh yeah, he was.
Man in Pumping Iron.
Yeah, he was Man in Pump 9.
Conan.
He was Conan. O'Brien.
O'Brien.
he was in If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Yeah, after 2 weeks of filming, Andrew Davis was fired, ultimately to be replaced by Paul Michael Glazer. Arnold Schwarzenegger cited this as a terrible decision, and that Glazer shot the movie like it was a television show, losing all the deeper themes. Throughout the production as well, the screenwriter, Stephen E. D'Souza, who has worked on another Arnold film, Commando, as well as 48 Hours and Die Hard, he wrote 15 different variations of the script for
Damn.
that production.
Very interesting. Just early on to say about how the whole shooting like a television show thing, because I understand what he means in terms of like TV versus a movie.
Why are you making it look like a TV show?
However,
Arnie, it's supposed to be
considering
on
the
TV.
theme, considering the theme,
No,
it's
I
like-
read that and I was like, look, Arnold's good at what he does. He's not always
Where is he?
the smartest man. But yeah, I'm going to go through some of the other people involved in the production. That just kind of like is to set the scene. So this was produced by George Linder. I couldn't really find much that he'd worked on aside from the 1987 Bates Motel TV movie. And Tim Zinnemann, who's an executive producer on Pet Sematary.
Oh, sick.
So we'll see him again. He was also an executive producer on Street Fighter and The Island of Dr. Moreau, the famous 90s one with Marlon Brando. Exec producers are Rob Cohen and Keith Barish. Rob Cohen is a director known for Fast and the Furious, Dragonheart, and Triple X. Keith Barish is a producer on Sophie's Choice, Big Trouble in Little China, and The Fugitive. We've got music by Harold Faltermeyer, probably best known for Top Gun.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick, by extension. Also Beverly Hills Cop and Tango and Cash. And this isn't credited in the movie. It was only on IMDb, so take this with a grain of salt. Vassal Benford also contributed to the music. Musician? I don't know. I don't know whether to believe it, because I could only find it on IMDb. Director of photography on this is Thomas Del Ruth. Worked on The Breakfast Club, Look Who's Talking, and another King adaptation from the 80s, Stand By Me.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so we'll see his work again. And then we have the cast. Obviously, we got Ben Richards, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger. We got Maria Conchita Alonso as Amber Mendez.
With the coolest bedroom on planet Earth.
Yeah. She's in Vampire's Kiss, which is that Nicolas Cage movie you see in clips on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
She's also in Predator 2 and McBain. No, it was not just a Simpsons bit.
I know. It's insane. Every time I see a clip, it's like, oh shit, this isn't real.
Mendoza! We got Yaphet Kotto from Alien, Love and Let Die, and The Thomas Crown Affair.
I thought it was him.
William
I didn't
Laughlin.
look it up.
Yeah. Richard Dawson, who is an actor. He's in Hogan's Heroes. But most interestingly, he's a TV host. He was a host of Family Feud. He plays Damon Killian.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was he? Do you know if he was a host before this?
Yeah.
That's like why he was.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
So he was actually recommended because Arnold Schwarzenegger was a fan of Family Feud.
We were this close to Bradley Walsh in.
know.
Don't get me wrong, Coleman Domingo's great, but can you imagine?
Could you imagine?
The chase is on, and then they get sent through the tubes.
Bradley Walsh could do the Running Man. I don't know if Coleman Domingo could do.
I'd
love.
Well, the
Doctor
chase.
Who.
Oh, Doctor Who. Oh, you get Coleman Domingo in Doctor Who.
No, as
Holy
specifically
shit.
as Graham.
Oh, as Graham? No, he'd be like.
Because that wouldn't make sense.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that wouldn't make sense. But like, I don't know. I love Coleman Domingo. Is that better?
Yeah. But
Yeah, that's
we're not talking about Coleman Domingo. We're not talking about Coleman Domingo. Jesse Ventura's here. He's an actor. He's also in Predator with Arnold. He's also a wrestler. He plays Captain Freedom.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to go through some of the other hunters. Jim Brown.
Please point out the opera singer one.
Don't worry, he's there. Jim Brown is an actor in The Dirty Dozen and a professional footballer. He's Fireball. We have Erland van Lid de Schwed.
Really good.
That was really good.
He's an actor in the original Alone in the Dark. He's also an amateur wrestler and an opera singer.
They.
So that's Dynamo for you. Sadly, I do just need to let you know that he passed away 2 months before the movie came out.
Oh no.
no, that's really
but
sad.
2 months before it came out in the US. We'll get to the UK release date, don't worry. Yeah, so that is sad. He is definitely a highlight of this movie. Another one of the hunters, we got Toru Tanaka, an actor in Three Ninjas, also a professional wrestler, professional boxer, professional martial artist, as
Professional
Sub-Zero.
martyr.
That's what I want to be.
We went on Jesus Christ.
And we've got Mick Fleetwood, who's a professional drummer for Fleetwood Mac.
Wait, Mick Fleetwood, who was he?
Mick. He played a character called Mick.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice him.
You didn't notice Mick Fleetwood?
No.
He's so
I
obvious.
just missed him. I'm sorry.
Did you not see his name in the opening credits?
No, I didn't. Oh.
I
Yeah.
didn't. I wouldn't
Fleetwood
have known.
Mick was there.
That's insane.
We've also got two characters. These are small roles, but I do just want to shout them out because I thought it was really cool. If you were paying attention, you definitely would have seen one of these. We've got Lynn Marie Stewart.
No.
I-
Sorry.
Is there an actor from something that we all like that you would have recognised show up in one scene? Charlie's
know?
mother from It's Always
It's
Sunny.
Charlie's mother? Oh,
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, she's
That's cool.
yeah, she's in the audience. She's talking.
That's her.
That's her. Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't.
no.
You didn't notice? We've also got Roger Bumpass.
Good name, but I don't know.
Squidward.
Oh, who's
Squidward's in this movie.
My dude. You do this to humiliate us.
Yeah. But they are bit parts. But like, I remember seeing like the first time I watched it, was just like, oh, that's Bonnie
You're
from
lucky.
Always Sunny.
You're lucky. I know who Arnold Schwarzenegger is.
Honestly, I only noticed Roger Bumpass because I was reading the credits and they misspell his name, and I was just like, I gotta check.
That's why I didn't recognize him.
I've gotta check if that was Squidward, and Squidward is in this movie.
The Running Man.
So production companies, this was produced by Keith Barish Productions and Taft Entertainment Pictures, distributed by TriStar Pictures, which is now a part of Sony, but this has this movie is now property of Paramount Pictures. This has a budget, or had a budget, should I say, back in 1987 of $27 million, which is around $78.5 million today. At the box office, it earned $38.1 million, which is around $111 million today. So when you account for marketing costs, this didn't really make money back then.
Yeah.
Obviously, back then, you had like more of like a market for home media. So I imagine with VHS, DVD, and everything that came afterwards, this probably made its money back. But it's not a hit, so to speak. So this came out in the US on November 13th, 1987. In the UK, though, we didn't get it until September 23rd the next year.
Wow. Any reason? Do we know? Or just
No.
one of those things?
No, it didn't come out over here for another 10 months.
Couldn't even pirate ship back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got a dodgy reel in the mail.
yeah. As far as reception goes, this has an IMDb rating of 6.6 out of 10, a Metacritic rating of 45 out of 100, a Letterboxd rating of 3.2 out of 5, a critic rating on Rotten Tomatoes of 59%, and an audience rating of 61%. Generally, they're all kind of in the same boat. They're around...
Middling,
it's alright.
middling to
It's like-
positive.
yeah, it's okay. It's
It's not one of the
good.
classic Arnies, but it's not one of his worst.
No, this is... It's got some of his weakest one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're going to go into our opinions now, I didn't love this. I don't hate it. I didn't love it. There's bits I like. Arnie is not one of the bits I like.
Nah.
It was recent
No.
I rewatched Predator and Terminator, and I watched True Lies for the first time, and he's great in those movies. But the first time I watched this, I was like, oh, is Arnie bad? And then those reminded me, no, he is good. But that made rewatching it again me like, oh, he's fucking awful in this.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah,
phoning
He's
in, really.
really bad.
If
in
you go
this.
like through Arnie's heyday, it is just like, does he have a director who knows how to,
yeah.
work with him?
Even just his like the whole like I'll be back even just the way he does that feels like, oh, no one's into this.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was interesting like seeing this for the first time because like honestly for like the first like 40 maybe 50 minutes I was like really into it.
Yeah.
I thought like the aesthetics of like obviously you have all the wrestling
Yeah.
and like high octane like over the topness, but I think that really works in sort of an 80s context given that we're obviously in like the Reagan era and like how all this stuff like specific like all the ads as well I think like really work. It's
Yeah.
giving like a little bit of Paul Verhoeven without like the edge. Obviously it's like
No, I
it's
was
like
going to talk about that as well.
yeah, it's like reheated Paul Verhoeven nachos, but like I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
Same year as RoboCop.
Yeah, I
Yes,
guess
yeah.
it has nowhere near that level of craftsmanship. But then once it started going on, it just absolutely lost steam.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm in a similar boat. I do think it does reach a point where it kind of like loses itself. but I don't think it dropped off that significantly for me. I still think like
Yeah, not saying that like the first half was like magnificent, but more just like, oh, okay, I'm having fun with this. I like
Yeah.
what it's doing, and I think like a lot of skill, like specifically with like the stunt performers, was like
there's some
really
good
really
stunt
strong.
work.
And then as it was going along with the games, I didn't like how it was shot. I thought it looked kind of flat and ugly. Like all the like it not being like in the remake where it's like there's going to like a bunch of different locations, and this
Yeah.
is just like a
Back to back.
Yeah.
Well, the game
Field.
itself is different as
Yeah,
well.
Yeah.
instead of being
So
30 days, it's a 3-hour.
It's a 3-hour gauntlet of fights. It's more like wrestling in a way,
Yeah.
like that.
It's like Gladiators,
Yeah.
hosted by Bradley Walsh.
Yeah,
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back.
Yeah, it's true. But yeah, for me, it was like I wasn't that into like the start with the whole like it immediately gets into it of like fire on those civilians. I won't, and then like oh we'll like twist it to make him like appear like he did it. Right, I have a pet peeve with that whole storyline of how in this movie Ben Richards is like said
Like
to be like
framed.
framed for that, and at the end it's not. And I
been
specifically wrote it
framed.
because I wanted to word it properly of like the whole idea of in the world like this, and less so in the remake, a lot less so in the remake, but especially in this one, of making Ben Richards a bad guy for the audience to hate, kind of defeats the point of Running Man as a story as a whole for me, where the whole idea is this upper class of people are watching poor people die for money. For this, it's more like a revenge story of like, oh yeah, it's just criminals, we don't care. Oh, he's innocent. Oh, this is bad then. We shouldn't be for this. I think it completely undermines the
Yeah, I can
original
understand
message.
what you mean there.
And like, you know, like I said, I'm not that
It does
attached
make
to
it all feel a lot smaller,
Yeah,
which
exactly.
I assume could be something to do with the budget constraints that
Yeah.
forced George P. Cosmatos to leave.
I even feel that way, and this is something that's relevant for the remake of how that like the end. It's like, oh, the original audio is leaked, where it's like confirmed that he didn't want to fire on them, and in the age of AI, and like specifically, this is something the boys recently did of like a huge plot point around like an original thing being leaked, and like in this movie and in a lot of instances like that, it's like, oh, now we know what really happened. Now we know we can fight
Do you not
against it.
believe that like the general public would believe in that sort of thing?
Again, in the modern context, no.
Yeah.
So, like in The Boys, for example, it literally does the thing where it's like, this is something that should end everything, and it's just swept under the rug as like, that's fake.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the fake one.
Yeah.
And in this world, and in like the remake as well, they have the video that's fake as well.
Yeah,
They
they sort of predicted deep fakes.
Exactly. In a world where deep fakes exist, the idea that the audience would immediately go, oh, so that's the real one. That's what really happened. We're now for this guy that we wanted to die.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work for me.
We live in such a different context where this
Yeah.
technology actually exists and is being
Exactly,
used.
and I can get behind like the
It's
style.
kind of a more
and, like,
naive
yeah,
take on the book, I'd say.
I can get. It's weird because, like I said, the book is too cynical, but I do think that like this movie, and we'll get to the remake, but this movie especially, it's too cookie cutter at the end. Especially, it's like, oh, he gets the girl, which is
Yeah, this is
disgusting
the most
in my opinion.
Yeah, the most 80s wrap up of just like,
Yeah.
see, he defeated them with the power of the truth,
Yeah.
and the people are on his side.
He got the damsel in distress who was forced into it, and he was like really aggressive to at the
Yeah,
start
I
anyway.
I don't like the ending of the new one, but this one is just like, oh, wait, this is lazy.
Yeah. The main thing that I kind of like find enjoyable in this that keeps it from being a stinker is I actually quite like the goofy wrestling aspect of like the fucking like Sub-Zero and
Yeah,
Dynamo.
genuinely,
Like,
I think the hunters are so much more
Hunters
are
interesting
great.
in this
They-
one.
yeah,
That element of it genuinely really elevates it. I love the concept of using that because that is something that was like popular at the time. Like,
yeah,
wrestling was probably at its peak then.
yeah.
Like in terms of like the
probably.
culture of it all.
Oh yeah,
like extravagance and things. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
So like incorporating that into the story, I think was like a really genius move. I
Especially
know some
as-
people find it like really goofy.
Especially as like it's an original concept that's not in the book. Like
Yeah.
the book's hunters are just like the 2025 version's hunters.
you know, I'm more used to like modern TV and like the past like 20 years,
Yeah.
just because I'm a 27-year-old man. So I can't really say what the TV landscape was like in the 80s, specifically for this kind of content. Not people fighting each other to the death, but like, you know, entertainment shows where it's like, oh, you know, you got to fight a wrestler like Gladiators.
Yeah.
But I do feel like in this one, I kind of see the structure more of how this is in universe a TV show,
Mm.
whereas
Yeah.
in the new one I'm just like, I am kind
Yeah.
of confused. What are people
The
watching?
new
really?
one, I think the new one, it's like mostly highlights. The new one gives the same energy to me as it's kind of like the Hunger Games, where it's like
Or the Olympics.
Or
Just something where you don't watch the
you
entire
just
thing.
yeah, and maybe you catch up at the end because the Hunger Games is the same as the new one. Obviously, the Hunger Games doesn't have a 30-day time limit, but it's like anything can happen at any point. You could go to sleep at the Hunger Games and like wake up the next day and you find out like most of the people have died, and it's the same with the Running Man. Of like you go to sleep and you wake up and it's like, oh shit, they got him in the night. Like that's annoying. I'll have to
I would
watch
suck
it
though,
like
considering there's like how many people are in a single Hunger Games? Like,
24.
24, yeah.
and you got like 3 people on this one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially. I mean, that's why they go into the whole thing of like, especially with the, like, not in this competition, but the Book and 2025 competition of like, oh, what do you call it? Having archetypes, and we'll talk about that more.
Yeah.
I will say like, especially like, I feel like in both versions, but in this one, the whole idea of it's not just something that you watch once, like they re-air past events.
Yeah.
Stuff like kind of like sports games. It's like very tied to sports of like, you know, football. People will watch old football games. People will go back and watch old seasons of Survivor. People are going to go back and watch past Running Men.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's more sort of thing I would talk about with the 2025 one. My issues with how that is portrayed as a TV
yeah,
show,
yeah.
but like this is just like, oh yeah, 3-hour gauntlet. Just send like
Yeah.
these guys. They can have like different people every time.
Did they do this?
Enemies of the state.
Did they do this every day?
I don't know.
No, it's this season, so they probably do it for like a couple weeks at a time because I think they
Ah.
say this is the last run of the season.
Okay.
yeah, I
Yeah.
assume it's like, oh, every Friday night, let's gather around.
Go around, watch the Running
Yeah,
Man.
8 o'clock, let's watch The Running Man. Ends at 11 o'clock, and then like ITV will like show like Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah. I love the bit, I will say, of the old lady and like the gig. I love the audience participation in this,
Yeah.
where it's like, who should we send next?
Yeah.
And like the old lady like, oh, I don't know, I like them all.
I like it when they get like the board game. You get Running Man and the board
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, like I love the TV aspect of this. I love it how, and to be fair, even though I think it's a bit too like not optimistic, but it kind of undermines its own message at the end. I do like it when they're like at the end ask the old lady like, who do you think's gonna win? And she's like, no, I think Richards is gonna win. Like she switches her tune because she's seen like more of his capabilities, and for her it's like less about whether he's good or bad. It's more just like, no, he's crushing it. I think he's gonna get it.
Yeah.
I think the ultimate get for this movie is Richard Dawson. I think he is
Yeah,
so perfectly cast in
he's
that role.
great in this.
He is so good in this movie.
Yeah.
Even like I know they are actors, but like the audience participation, it just feels so natural.
Yeah,
It's
it
like-
really does.
It's like come on down, let's play.
Yeah, yeah.
like-
He's got all the moves and
It's the-
mannerisms
yeah.
down perfectly.
It's the
Yeah.
whole thing of like
Like,
a game
it's-
show is like 90% the host. Like
Yeah.
if you didn't have a good host, it wouldn't be a good show.
yeah, and like that kind of show like was big in
Yeah.
the 80s.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like when we talk about the new one, I think Coleman Domingo does sort of works in that role, but I think that in the book is more like it. But
Yeah.
in this, it's one guy. It's not
Yeah.
two separate guys. It's just
Yeah.
this is
he
just Dan
presents
Killian.
as well. Yeah.
He's the host.
I think that it is very effective,
Damon
and I think
Killian
that
in this one, Dan
Yeah, that's
Killian in the next
yeah.
one.
I think it does really like highlight the style of shows at the time, a lot more extravagant, bringing the audience in, the participation and stuff like that.
The gimmicks.
The gimmicks, the tie-in merch, the audience winning prizes. You've got people betting on it, poor people as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it does really feel like an event.
I do really feel like, obviously this coming out the same year as RoboCop, like this could have been like so good in like Verhoeven's hands.
I
or
was just
something.
thinking that. Like,
Yeah.
I know we just said it, but like, given to someone who's like a genuine like good satirist, it would have elevated it in like so many different ways.
I also think having Christopher Reeves rather than Arnie, I think with it being an Arnie movie completely reframes it.
Yeah.
Even like looking at the
It
VHS.
just turns it into an action.
Yeah, the VHS says in the year 2019, The Running Man is a deadly game that no one has ever survived, but Schwarzenegger has yet to play. It straight away turns it into something completely different.
Yeah.
To like
Well,
the
but
intended
I'm not
story.
even sure like a Christopher Reeve type, because like in your head as an audience, because like it depends, I suppose. are you thinking, should it still continue have been a sort of like a poor person,
Well,
a poor everyman, like
Yeah,
in the
'cause
book?
it's interesting you say that because King said that he sees Richards as scrawny and pre-tubercular, and as far away. I have no idea what that word means.
Tuberculosis.
Oh, right, okay.
Pre-tubercular?
Pre-tubercular, but scrawny. And he says as far away from Arnie as you can get. So when I say Christopher Reeves, I'm thinking Christopher Reeves as Clark Kent, not Christopher Reeves as Superman.
I'm sorry to break it to you. Clark Kent is also huge.
No, he is,
I think
but
he
he's
would
kind of
be-
like pathetic.
I think he would be good in that role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not to say
because
anything-
obviously you would still need an actor who could do the physicality of
Yeah.
like the running.
I'm thinking weirdly like fucking weird example because like I think also Glenn Powell is like shredded in the new one, and we'll talk about him. But like weird example.
We're going into Mac territory now and comparing like shredded
Weird example.
characters.
Peter in the Hunger Games,
Yeah.
where he's got like
He's strong,
he's
but he's
Baker
not-
Boy strength. He can throw shit and carry shit, but he's not shredded. He's not a fitness
I
nut.
just want Josh Hutcherson.
Damn, have you seen that one picture of him on the smoking a cigarette on a boat?
Yeah, I can't whistle.
You blow my whistle,
baby, whistle, baby.
What I was going to say a few
Yeah.
moments ago. Yeah, that's why there were 15 drafts of the screenplay. When it
Yeah.
started, it was a lot darker. It was
Yeah.
more like the book, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
And it just continued shutting
Yeah,
down
and-
edges.
And that's why
Yeah.
that's the writer Stephen E. D'Souza. He worked on Commando, which
Yeah.
is an Arnie movie.
That's why I'm thinking like
And when Arnold came on, he's a brand unto himself. It's like when The Rock
Yeah.
joins a project these days.
yeah,
It becomes a rock.
It becomes a rock movie.
that's exactly
Not
what I was
a-
going to say. Like
Whatever.
I imagine the script before and after Arnie are quite different,
Yeah.
and I personally think that's a detriment to the whole thing. But
It can work when you start off a project with that in mind.
Yeah,
you can
of
do some
course.
interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I
when
like
James
Arnie.
when he does
Yeah,
like
he-
when
I
he works
like
with like
him.
James Cameron or something, like who understands how to use him
Yeah.
in genuinely interesting ways. Like I really like True Lies.
Yeah.
Obviously, you get like the Terminator and
Yeah.
whatever, but
Yeah. No, I completely agree.
Like, he doesn't have that much range. I think that's very famous for what he is. That's why he's the Terminator.
I don't know. Have
Yeah.
you seen him in little glasses?
Well,
he looks he looks like a genius.
Yeah.
What I was going to say is there's a movie he did about 11 years ago called Maggie with Abigail Breslin.
Oh, I
where
remember
she's a
that
zombie.
I remember that being marketed as the Arnie does actual acting
Yeah.
movie.
I'll be
What's
honest,
it?
I don't think the movie's great. I think he actually he actually did like some decent work in it.
Yeah.
I feel like in the 80s he wasn't really like at the point like, okay, I want to like try new things. I want to flex. my
Yeah.
assets.
No,
He
you had
was
to
just
wait.
like, no, I'm the movie star.
Yeah.
I'm the movie star.
Yeah.
Yeah, too
I'm
much
the
money.
muscles from Brussels.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's another thing. During True Lies, I was like, these Arnie noises, they're so funny because that's a comedy movie.
Yeah.
During this, I was just like, oh my god, like I found it so insufferable.
I swear to God, near the end, he wasn't speaking. He was
It was
just.
just noises.
Can I
Ah!
admit something? I've never seen True Lies.
I only watched it recently because of not to shout out another podcast, but Lawrence talked about it on Unfinished Film Thoughts.
Yeah, like I know it was like really difficult to get on home media, and now on home media it's just like airbrushed to hell and back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like digital
sailed the high
noise
seas for
reduction. But I will get to it at some
I'll
point.
get it on VHS and
think-
then we'll watch it on my tiny ass screen.
It might be the only James Cameron film I haven't seen.
it is
Seen
really
Piranha
good.
2.
Yeah,
That's
I actually
nuts.
have.
I've
That's
not seen
insane.
Piranha 2, and
Like,
I did not know that James
years
Cameron did that.
ago. Years ago.
He would beat me for saying that was his film.
Yeah.
He's on his way.
The submarine is rising to the surface.
Yeah.
The pressure will stabilize, then he'll start sprinting.
I don't want to dox you, but he's going to come out of the local river.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, not the local river.
No.
What do we think of Maria Conchita Alonso?
I think she did the best with the terrible shit they gave her.
Yeah, they gave her some like
Wanna-
real rough
yeah,
like lines.
Going back to like these like
like when she finds out that like the airport stuff was faked.
yeah, going back to these old 80s movies and just seeing like the portrayal of women as a whole, just it's shit.
What are
Like,
you
it's
talking
shit.
about? They're amazing sex objects.
She is there as a plot device
Yeah.
and not a character.
Yeah.
And you know,
Hey, she writes. She has a synth. She writes tunes.
she's fine. She does what she can with the role.
Yeah. I like the jumpsuits they all wear.
I like the look. Like I said, I like the costumes. I like the sets.
Yeah, I like the aesthetic
You know,
of like the show.
you can see what they're trying to do, but just
I think the spandex
acting,
look
the story.
ridiculous.
That's what I kind of like about it. Though.
I like it. It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
sort of dated in a funny way.
Yeah,
I love when he says, "I'm back."
I'm
Yeah.
back.
Was that in the script, or was he just like, "I'm gonna say it now"?
I don't know.
I will say, as much as I don't like any of his one-liners in this, and I think that even the inclusion of "I'll be back" is shit, I do love the response of "only in a rerun." I think that, like,
Yeah,
I can't
that's
remember
pretty
what's
good.
the actor's name again.
Richard
The
Dawson.
way he delivers that line is fantastic.
I think I've got Sub-Zero now. Dead Zero.
Oh.
That's criminal. That's you couldn't think of something better.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't have the guys from like Batman and
Yeah,
Rocket.
I was gonna say he hadn't been Mr. Freeze.
Dr. Freeze.
Dr. Freeze.
Dr.
He hadn't
Freeze.
been Mr. Freeze at this point, had he?
It's Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga. Because it's like
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like it's leading up for him.
Do not
Just
kill
like-
the dinosaurs.
he would have had so many more puns.
The Ice Age.
The Ice Age.
He saw like that guy in the ice. He was just like, "I want that.
I want
Cool
that.
off.
Give
I
me
want to
10
be-
Oh no,
him.
you couldn't say cool off because that's what he said in Commando.
Did he?
Yeah, he throws like the
I
pipe
mean, he's
at him. and
he's
he-
clearly not.
He's like cool off.
He's
Bennett.
clearly not against reusing lines in different
Yeah.
movies for
Yeah.
clout.
Yeah. This is the same year as Terminator. Not Terminator. Same year as Predator.
Ah,
So,
damn.
he had a success.
That's good. I recently rewatched all the Predator movies and watched the ones I hadn't seen.
Oh, did you see Annie Hall? We're using that.
That's very good.
Do you want to know my favorite Predator movie?
Yeah.
It's the one with Adrian Brody. The Pianist.
The Pianist. That's very good.
He's been cooking that for like 5 days.
I told Viv that joke the other day. I thought it was pretty good.
You've just been waiting. I've got to keep mentioning the Predator to see when it comes up.
No, actually, I did want to bring up the Predator because I do think it's funny how when they did remake The Running Man, it came out a week
yeah.
apart from Predator Badlands.
And we saw them back
We
to back.
saw them
We
back
saw
to
them in the
back.
same day.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
Just a little coinky dink.
Fun coincidence. Interesting how one's a remake and one's it's a complete different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To
I felt like I needed
be
to say
fair,
something.
one of them I feel like has a lot more like opportunities to like go in different directions, whereas Running Man is just a bit more stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Running Man.
It makes sense why Running Man got remade, because in a way it's not even a remake. It's just an adaptation of the
Yeah.
book, and the book takes place in 2025, and it's
Tangent.
Makes sense.
Did you see that guy who ran a marathon in under 2 hours? He ran like
No.
20 kilometers an hour.
that's so insane.
The man is like fucked.
I
I
love
don't know what ties in. He was running.
I love marathons because I love the idea that one guy in ancient Greece died after running 26.2 miles or whatever it was, and in the hundreds of years since then, it's like I can do that.
I could do that.
I can do that
The
and not die.
audacity. Yeah.
When after you die, everyone will be like, I can do better.
I tried to
Don't do
chase the
that.
train and I almost vomited.
choose a trainer.
Chase the
the
train
train.
the other day when I came to
Oh.
meet you. I was like a couple kilometers away from your house,
Yeah.
and I saw the train pulling up, and I sprinted like I've never
Did you make
sprinted.
it?
a couple.
I did.
A couple kilometers.
Meters.
You're like over there.
Very
I was over there.
Very different
It's like
things.
it's a kilometer to your house from my house.
Yeah, no, it wasn't that. It was like it's the gap between your house and the road behind.
I get you.
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, I'm gonna make it. The train
That's
pulled
so
up.
impressive. Fair play.
So anyway, I couldn't win this.
Oh, I have. I'll say about my role in these competitions when we get to the 2025 one.
Okay.
I feel like we're all gonna have the same answer for this, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Who's your favorite hunter? Mine's Dynamo.
Mine's Dynamo.
Dynamo.
Yeah, Dynamo's
I mean, how is
great.
it not Dynamo? It's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Those
Sub-Zero-
specific set of skills.
Sub-Zero, close second. Love the ice hockey aesthetic.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder though, because they go into the ice rink, but the woman is like, "Oh, I think it was the old woman who's like, let's send in Sub-Zero." If she had chosen a different hunter, would they have gone in the ice rink? And then what would have happened to Sub-Zero?
No, you can't pick it. Pick the one based on the theme.
Yeah,
Maybe it's like the clock in in Catching Fire.
Yeah, they
where it's
spin
just
it like-
it spins around.
yeah. Maybe it like the hunts they picked influenced what arena they went in first.
Yeah, just like, oh, we can generate whatever. And let's
Yeah.
put like wolves. Let's put some berries.
Oh shit! Katniss berries.
What the fuck they do in those books and movies?
Yeah,
Yeah. I love that he's dressed like he's in Tron.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
that's fair. Yeah,
It's
he's fun. I like his own gay helmet.
Because I was just like, I was watching it, but I was just like, oh, come on. And then he appeared on screen and it did light up, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like so sometimes like just bring in like a wacky guy.
Yeah,
that's what every Dell film needs.
Yeah.
Just bring out the opera singer.
that's how I felt watching Cats 2019 when Skimble Shanks showed up. I'm just like, oh, I'm locked in now. Who's this?
Dynamo actually shows up 5 hours into Santantango.
3 hours into Jean Dielman.
Yeah.
When I was falling asleep because we woke up at like 5 a.m. to go see 2001: A Space Odyssey, it wasn't the big noise that woke me up. It was fucking Dynamo appearing on the spaceship.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
Yeah,
It is a shame that like he passed away so
Rest in peace, man.
close to
yeah.
production. Like I don't know if he saw the finished film.
No. Just hope he knows that he was the highlight of it.
Yeah. Obviously they. I feel like if this was successful, they would have tried to like make a sequel.
Yeah,
Where could that go?
yeah, because
just,
they
like,
entered the games.
Thinking about it, you know,
Yeah,
because like if anything's a success, Hollywood will find a way to make a sequel.
yeah.
So let's just like as a creative exercise think where would we go from 87 Running Man?
I'm gonna throw out a thing which I think is, if they had to do one, the better option, and make it a prequel and do a past Running Man. Seeing as in this film, it ends.
Wow, thank you,
with,
Suzanne Collins.
Yeah, it ends with the Running Man doing that. But like saying about Suzanne Collins, the other option is they make the elites do the Running Man, like how in Mockingjay they like
Yeah.
make the Capitol do the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
What about you two?
I'm thinking in terms of 80s cynical sequels, so they don't acknowledge the ending and they just do it the same formula but with different gladiator.
Different people don't acknowledge the fact that they ended it in.
Yeah.
It's cheaper. They don't have Arnie.
Yeah. Who can we replace Arnie with? Who's like an 80s action star who's not as big as Arnie?
It's not as big. I guess most actors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard to name an actor who's
I was going to
less
say Danny
successful.
Glover, but then that's just Predator 2.
Yeah.
That's
That'd be
awesome.
That'd be really funny if it was Danny Glover though.
No, it should be Danny Glover.
Danny
Yeah.
I love Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
What would you do, Garen?
I would bring Mel Gibson, but it would be about the resurrection of Christ.
I'm still waiting for the trailer.
2-parter, baby.
Two Paolo.
What's the cliffhanger going to be?
He pushes the rocks away and then Revelations happens.
That makes sense.
I'm back. Bye.
I still can't
I
believe
forgive
you.
you.
I still can't believe you didn't know that Mick Fleetwood was there.
Where?
I think he's like the William H. Macy equivalent in this one.
Oh, that was him.
Yeah.
No, I didn't register.
Oh.
It's because I didn't see him. Like, was he like wearing shit on his face? Was he wearing like goggles? I swear he was wearing like
I
goggles.
can't remember.
I don't remember.
I watched this. Like,
I swear he had like some shit on his
last
face.
Friday.
He didn't have those nuts things that he has on the.
He didn't have the drums with him.
He didn't have his famous drums and his nutsack ball things that he has on the Rumors cover.
I've only seen, other than the Rumors cover, like modern pictures of him.
Fair.
So,
It's not that different, to be honest.
no, that's good.
I do just want to say I love the music in this. I know it's like one like.
Clinkety plonk 80s synth music.
You
Yeah.
mean the Crystal Maze theme? Yeah. Anytime it was happening, I was just like, "Fuck! This is just like Crystal Maze." I hope they're gonna catch like gold sheets of, I don't know, plastic. Is
I
that
don't
what they do at
remember.
the end of the Crystal Maze?
I'm trying to remember.
They
So
all-
I
they
thought
blow
it was-
away and they
I
gotta
thought it was
catch shit.
balls, but it's not balls, is it?
No, it's
No, I haven't watched the Crystal
like
Maze since.
ribbons or something.
I used to think
it's the guy from Rocky Horror.
I used to think that game was bullshit.
Tim Curry.
No, Richard O'Brien.
Oh, Richard
Yeah.
O'Brien.
It's Richard Ayoade now.
Well, he changes his name.
Good for him.
Don't dead name him.
Also, I loved your email.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was very
I
funny.
couldn't sleep, but I was just thinking, just like
I
I was thinking of
I
like,
wanted to reply being like, "We'll use it," but it sounded cynical. But I would like to.
no, like I was talking to
Yeah.
Viv the other day, just like I'd love to have like a little dictaphone and be like, concept this, and
But no, I
and
guess the best.
I just sent her as an email.
I guess the next best equivalent is just an email chain,
Yeah,
which
good
is
idea.
a good word vomit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
medium.
ideas. I don't know how legible it was. I wrote it like
No,
one
it
in the
made
morning.
sense to
It was
me.
completely
I
legible.
understand what you're going for. Just at their own wedding. It's just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Don't dead name me.
like she doesn't have. She's not like part of a minority group, apart from women.
There's more
Wow.
women.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. She's not really part of a minority group, but she wants to like. She's one of those conservatives
the
who
virtue.
wants to be like.
She's the kind of person who
Attack.
starts the pronoun circle, but is very judgmental if someone has any pronouns other than the ones they were assigned
Yeah.
at birth.
Don't dead name me.
Yeah. She's she, they for clout reasons. But if you call her they, she'll get pissed. I have no more thoughts on the 1987 Running Man. I'm going to be entirely
Not a
honest.
single one.
Not a single
Not even about.
thought.
What do you think about the little animated guys at the beginning running?
I thought that
I
was
liked
nice.
him. No, I like the
Yeah.
intro sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, genuinely.
It's cute. It's dated. It's cute.
Yeah. No, I've literally said my thoughts. It was fun style, but Arnie is awful, and the vibes were just way too simple.
Okay. Well, you can't say anything in the next 2 hours when me and Viv give the rest of our thoughts on the 80s Running Man.
Okay. He's throwing barrels like it's nothing. He was
Ooh,
just
Donkey Kong?
like, no, I assume Arnold.
No, I think there
I
was.
think you just played Donkey Kong
Yeah.
in the middle of your watch through.
Did she hide the video up her vag?
Me sneaking out of the headquarters. with the
Well,
video
no,
in my
because
mouth.
she had the thing right, and then I was just like, where did you hide that? She was like, I'll never tell. And it's just like, wait,
Definitely.
either up her ass or up her vag,
Yeah. Under her boob.
under her boob.
Yeah.
I'll never tell. You'd definitely be able to tell if it was.
Under the boob.
Feels weird to end this way. There you go. That was it. I like the logo. That was at the beginning.
Oh, I was going to ask this, like around the end of this, and as we start the 2025 one, but I would like to see the drawing.
They're really bad this time.
Oh, no.
I'm not happy with them. The pen was like not great. So
I really like the 1987 one.
That's okay, man.
Yeah.
It can't be all winners.
Yeah. Do we have any more thoughts on the 80s Running Man, or do you want to move to the 2025 one?
Let's move to the 2025 one.
Okay. So in 2025, we got a remake of sorts. Essentially, it's not really a remake. They're not remaking the film. It's just another adaptation of the book. But we use the term remake in lieu of anything better. So, in a Twitter thread years ago, Edgar Wright was doing a Q&A, and he was asked, if you could remake any movie, what would it be? And he said, The Running Man.
Oh, wow. So cooking for a while.
Yeah. I think this was like pre-Baby Driver, if I'm not mistaken. Because in 2017, he actually said, I believe it was in an interview, like on the press tour for Baby Driver, that his intent was to make the movie and cast Chris Evans in the lead role.
Oh, like Captain America, Chris Evans.
No, the one who's on the radio.
Yeah, just double checking.
The one who was married to Billy Piper for a time.
Just checking, you know.
How old was he again?
Who,
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Yeah, he was like 40 and she was like 18 when they got married.
That's
And
my
he-
running man. Get him in the fucking arena.
It's fine. He's earned the title of technically not a nonce.
and he works for the BBC. What a shock.
£4 in kitchen.
Edgar Wright is someone who, at least to us, needs no introduction. But we will say for everyone else, he's directed the Cornetto trilogy, so Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, World's End, Scott Pilgrim, Baby Driver. He's quite an influential director
No,
of the 21st
I like to take a
century.
moment to like discuss his work a little bit,
Yeah.
like because I feel so like his work is like quite important to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, even on a personal level, like he's very big, especially like being in the UK. His films are very culturally relevant.
I would say genuinely, like when we went to uni, I know we went to different things.
Yeah.
You know, in the beginning, whenever they say like who
Oh,
influenced,
so many people.
yeah, he was definitely the most influential in getting
No, it's
teenage boys into film school.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's fine. They watch the video essay, Edgar Wright and the other way is wrong. Every teenage boy had seen that video.
and
Yeah.
he got him enrolled in film school, which is very funny considering he didn't do film in uni, did he?
I don't think he did.
No, but
It's
But
true
they-
though. It's like they're very influential on, especially like finding them at your teenage years.
yeah,
Like I remember, the first ever Blu-ray I bought was Jurassic Park, but the second, like,
I thought it was Slumdog Millionaire.
no, I didn't buy Slumdog Millionaire. It
I
just,
just stole it.
It just appeared from in my house somewhere.
Go back to the tape. You said,
Oh, so-
you said something about Slumdog Millionaire last episode.
You gave me a cursed copy of Slumdog
Yeah,
Millionaire.
it's kind of like my copy of Magic Roundabout that got posted through my mailbox. Do you know this story?
I know about this
Yeah,
story.
for the audience, it's as simple as that. We don't know where it came from. Someone just put Magic Roundabout in our mail.
If you don't know what the Magic Roundabout is, because you're American, it's Dougal.
Google. But one of the, like I also then the second thing I bought and it was the Cornetto trilogy box set,
Yeah.
and I had them for years and loved them.
Where are they now?
I had to sell them.
I did the same.
Yeah. I'll get them again. One point. What's I know we all
I still
have
got the digital copies on my
there you
YouTube
go.
account.
we have like differing opinions on this. What's everyone's favorite like Edgar Wright film?
World's End.
Yeah, you love World's End, don't you? I need to rewatch the Cornetto trilogy. I kind of feel like I've grown, not cynical. They're so big culturally. It's kind of
Specifically
hard.
in the UK as
yeah,
well.
especially Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is a brilliant film, but it did get through the point where it was like, yeah, I get it. Hot Fuzz is good,
Yeah.
but they are brilliant. I do love Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
I watched Scott Pilgrim the most recently, so maybe it's recency bias, but I fucking love that movie. I
The one
love
I watched
Michael
most
Cera.
recently was Running Man.
Oh well, yeah, not counting Running Man. I'd be very shocked.
Just
Just
pulling your cock and balls.
I know. Well, get off my cock and balls.
You didn't let me speak about why I like The World's End.
Oh, sorry.
Go for
Oh,
it.
go for it.
It's good.
There we go.
Fantastic.
The World's End, honestly, the first time I watched it, I was kind of underwhelmed.
Yeah.
I've like watched it so many times, and every time I get something new out of it, to genuinely at this point where I just like I find it like really emotional watching
Yeah.
The World's End. Yeah, I think it's just it's a beautiful movie. It's like it flips the dynamics of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost that you'd expect.
Yeah.
Given the first two movies. And the whole reason, like, why he did The World's End at that time was because the producer, his producing partner, had been diagnosed with cancer at the time and didn't want to, make a movie and then come back and do that without him.
Yeah.
I will come back to that because there was a movie that was due out in 2015 that Edgar Wright was going to direct, but he didn't. But we'll come back to that.
I can't think of another thing Edgar Wright was going to direct, but he didn't. I don't know if that'll ever come up, but
But what was your favorite again?
I don't know
yeah,
if it's
Scott
my
Pilgrim.
favorite, but Scott Pilgrim. I love Shaun of the Dead if I'm going specifically Cornetto
Yeah.
trilogy, but I'm going to be honest, it's been a while since I've rewatched them.
Yeah.
Probably not since uni, so like going back 8 years maybe. But I will rewatch them. But if you ask me right this second, Scott Pilgrim, not from much sentimental reason. I just love Michael Cera. I really like the style and the editing of that film. I think it's very funny.
I'm sorry, I really like Hot Fuzz.
That's fine.
I
I
know.
thought you were going to be like, I like Sparks Brothers or something.
I love the Sparks Brothers documentary. No, it's a cheap answer.
Have
but
we
I-
all seen Spaced?
I've
Yes,
seen.
I have seen Spaced.
I've seen Spaced so many times.
Yeah, Spaced is like really fun. Like you could see like how he
Yeah.
started off.
When the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, his first film was Fistful of Fingers. None of us have seen that.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people's view of him now is that he's kind of not fallen off, but he's not really reached those standards again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
I-
generally
I-
agree with that?
I agree because I feel like I do have that sentiment as well. Like, I do think going back to it, he hasn't really been the same since that whole Ant-Man issue, and I don't want to get too ahead of myself in this. My letterbox review when we saw The Running Man back in November of last year was just exactly that. He hasn't been the same since the Ant-Man debacle. Rewatching this though, I do kind of want to take it back. I don't think it's perfect, this version of The Running Man, and then I don't know if I'd say it's great, but I think it's much better than I gave it credit for the first time.
I was going to say the same. This is one of the cases where, like, I know Long Walk we covered quite close, but it had already had a bit of time to grow on me and us. But this in particular, I'm really glad we didn't cover it as soon as it was out, because having read the book, I think most of my criticisms of the movie I originally had are problems that are baked into the book. And rewatching this, out of the book, the 1987 movie, and this, it's definitely my favorite version. I actually quite enjoyed it. I don't think it's, like, amazing. I definitely think, again, like, the book, the back half really loses it for me. But especially the opening and the first half, I really enjoy. Yeah.
I'm still... My opinion hasn't shifted so much since I first saw it either. There are definitely elements I do admire about it, but the problems I still have with it losing steam gradually,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
really hold...
It
Like, I know everyone hops on about, like, the last half an hour because it's basically all just on the plane,
Yeah.
and it's just, like, exposition after exposition,
yeah.
followed by, like, a kind of ambiguous ending. I don't really know how to take
I
it.
hate
Yeah,
the ending.
yeah.
I really don't like the ending. but
Yeah,
I'll talk about that in a bit.
But there's certain, like, decisions in it where I'm just, like, a little bit baffled. Like, it does, for, like, a story like this, you need, like, almost a Mad Max energy, I feel. You need to
Yeah.
go fucking insane, like, balls to the wall.
Yeah.
And there are, like, really great set pieces in this, with, like, a lot of creative filmmaking, which is, like, you always come to expect. Even with his, like his not best scripts, like, with, like, Last Night in Soho, or, say what you will about Baby Driver's script or whatever, but it's directed with,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
a lot of craft.
Yes.
And, like, he does carry over on this. There's, like, some production notes I know where we're going to go into it, and
Yeah.
you can feel it being kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, like, because I listened to the commentary to this, and I do think, like, okay, yeah, what they were able to get within that time is impressive, but I do wish he had time skill that he does with his previous projects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was mostly us just giving an introduction to Edgar Wright. Obviously, we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves giving our thoughts on
Yeah.
everything. But, you know,
It's fine. We've given our thoughts, and
Yeah.
now we can go into the actual production of the movie.
yeah. So this was announced a few years back that Paramount were looking to remake this. And obviously Edgar Wright had previously stated his desire to do it. So a screenplay was drafted by Michael Bacall, who is Edgar Wright's collaborator on Scott Pilgrim, also wrote 21 and 22 Jump Street. Then, I believe it was around 2024, Bacall and Wright redrafted the script, and in a meeting with Paramount execs and producer Simon Kinberg, who has done a bunch of the Fox X-Men films, is also a producer on The Martian, the Kenneth Branagh Poirot movies. Edgar Wright was saying, like, you know, the book takes place in 2025, just like it'd be really cool if the movie came out in 2025. And for some reason, they kind of just, like, put a lot of pressure on themselves to have it hit a 2025 release date. So it kind of... It came out in November, so it was like almost as late in the game as you could have released in that time. And I feel like it does suffer for the sake of it. Like I'll have some more to say on that when we do discuss our thoughts. But I'm just going to go through some of the people who worked on it. So we've gone through director and screenwriter. Producers include Edgar Wright, his longtime producing partner Neera Park, who's been there since Spaced. So
Oh, really?
it worked on everything. that he's directed firsthand. Also, Simon Kinberg. Music is by Stephen Price, who is a composer who I think made one incredible score and then just kind of like dipped. So he did the score for Gravity.
Oh, okay.
Has also worked with Edgar Wright a bunch. Also works with David Ayer on like Suicide Squad and Fury. Director of photography is Chung Hoon, who worked on Old Boy and The Handmaiden before starting to do a lot more work in Hollywood, including It.
Oh, really?
The Andy Muschietti first It movie. And then if we just go through the cast, I think this does have a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah.
Just
Yes, it does.
looking back on it. I know like in all the advertising it just mentioned Glenn Powell, and that's fair. He is the main character. But we got more than just Glenn Powell. Obviously Glenn Powell, you'd know him from Top Gun Maverick, Hitman, Twisters, Fox in Super Mario Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
We've also got Josh Brolin as Dan Killian. He's Thanos.
Yeah, he's Thanos.
Thanos.
He's in Weapons.
No Country for Old Men. You know,
Goonies.
For some reason, I always supplement Josh Brolin for Ethan Hawke in No Country for Old Men.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just wrong, but you know.
Yeah, I think in Weapons it was originally supposed to be Pedro Pascal
Really?
in that role.
Oh,
Yeah,
people would have loved that. People loved him.
but he's too busy filming all 38 other films he had last year. Coleman Domingo, as we've mentioned,
Yeah.
he is in Sing Sing, Rustin, Euphoria, and if you've seen our last episode, he's in Michael.
He is.
He's
yeah.
in Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He plays Bobby T, who is what Viv was referencing in our intro.
That is
Yes.
supposedly who I was referencing.
Are you backtracking?
Are you saying you weren't referencing him?
That was my own personal.
You doing the spaghetti hands?
I was doing the spaghetti hands. I was shoveling spaghetti into my mouth.
He doesn't do it in the movie. It's only in the trailer. He does
Yeah.
the spaghetti hands. Lee Pace, as mentioned earlier, is
Yeah.
gay, but he's also in the movie. He's in The Hobbit, The Fall,
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. He's Evan McCone.
Yeah.
Spoilers, the first season
Yeah.
winner of The Running Man.
Ooh.
Ooh. He wears a mask for most of the movie,
I-
which is kind of insane because he's a very attractive man.
Yeah, you know, when he pulled it off, it's like, oh my god. I mean, you can kind of tell from the eyes already. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, he's got
He's got that
Yeah.
attitude
And then he
about
takes
him.
it off, and it's like, oh my.
Honestly,
word.
I really like Lee Pace as an actor. I wish he would get more. Like he feels like he should have a better career.
Yeah.
Even though he's been in stuff like The Hobbit, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's in like the Apple show about space. Foundation, I think.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like he should be like a
Bigger.
big time star.
Yeah.
He's great. William H. Macy.
Yes.
Small role, but very nice.
Yeah, as Molly Jernigan. Obviously, William H. Macy is in Fargo, Train Dreams. He's the only human guy in Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. And I remember talking to Viv, just like, I was so pissed. Like, you get William H. Macy, you put him in a Planet of the Apes movie, and you make him a human.
I want to see him as a monkey.
He'd be so good as a monkey.
You don't have to put makeup on. He just has to stop pretending, running around naked.
Yeah. Honestly, that was such a huge missed opportunity. I don't think the film is great, but like anytime he was there, just like I wish he was a fucking monkey.
Many such movies.
Many such movies.
In Fargo. Why isn't he a monkey?
Oh hey-oh. You got a monkey over there. Daniel Ezra as Bradley Throckmorton. What a name.
Yeah.
I didn't really know anything he'd been in apart from A Discovery of Witches. Did anyone recognize him?
No, I didn't.
No? Okay. Michael Cera, definitely recognize him, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, Scott Pilgrim, Superbad. He's also in Arrested Development, which me and Joe have talked about it
On
on...
First Time Flyers.
Did you?
Yeah.
They mentioned this in the commentary. He was 20 years old in Scott Pilgrim.
I know, it's mad,
Yeah,
isn't
that's
it?
crazy.
You should watch Arrested Development. He's so young in it.
And he was dating a high schooler.
Ugh.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah. No, he's... Yeah. Michael Cera, not got a bad word to say about him.
Love him. is
Yeah.
in Twin Peaks: The Return.
He is.
That was a fantastic reveal. I was so happy.
I've seen that one picture.
Yeah. I didn't know about that until he came on screen.
So that's the best.
Genuinely, it was great because what I was thinking, if you know Twin Peaks, I was thinking, oh, these characters have had a kid. I know who I'd cast as this kid. And then out fucking comes Michael Cera. And it's like, oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Elton Parakis.
Like Dune.
Dune.
You want me to make a noise?
Cheeseburger,
Hamburger, cheeseburger, Big Mac, Whopper,
Big Mac Whopper, hamburger, cheeseburger,
Big Mac Whopper.
Let's go.
hamburger, cheeseburger.
Hamburger.
We got Amelia Jones as Amelia Williams. She is in Coda. She's in Youth. She's in Doctor Who. But not that Amelia
Not that
Williams.
Amelia Williams.
Ah,
It
Was she in
wasn't until
Doctor
I-
Who's?
No,
she
no.
was a little kid who sings at a son. A son that Matt Smith is like, you are not gonna eat them, eat me. You're a big son.
And then
eat
Clara's
me."
like, eat this leaf. It's
this
all
leaf.
of time.
And then the son dies. 'Cause no, the leaf is too strong.
I know you've seen Rick and Rings of Act 10 because I remember you complaining about the ending of it to
Did
me.
I?
Yeah, when we were kids.
I like it.
I
I
like it as well.
Fair play, maybe I'll like it now. I am an adult.
Yeah.
Also, the snowman.
Yeah.
We're walking in the air.
Yeah.
That's her dad.
Really?
Yeah.
Nepo baby.
Isn't he Welsh?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
She's in Doctor Who. Of course she's Welsh.
Of course she's Welsh.
Well, I don't know if she's
no.
half Welsh, I guess.
I mean, biologically, I don't think it makes a difference, unfortunately. But
Wow. Show's getting into eugenics now.
Welsh eugenics.
anyway.
You ever look at someone and you think like, oh yeah, I could tell you what.
Whose
Yeah.
DNA is that, Jack?
You could tell by someone's skull shape they're Welsh.
Yeah.
Impenetrable. We got Jamie Lawson here. She is in The Batman, The
Yeah.
Penguin, and The Sinners.
The Sinners.
Yeah, well, she's in Sinners.
Yeah,
she's Sheila Richards.
She is.
She is. Yeah.
Thank you.
She's the one who's like, oh, do you want to like, do you want me to wash first? And the kid's like, no,
No.
I want to
no,
taste you.
I want
No,
to taste
I
your
wanna
sweaty
taste
pussy.
That movie's so good. He said it with more riz than you did, though.
Wow.
Sorry. It came out the offensive.
I mean, I'm not trying to rizz you up, Joe. Why would I try and rizz you up by talking about eating your sweaty pussy?
I wish I'd said nothing.
I got nothing to add.
We got Katie O'Brien. She's
Love
in,
Lies Bleeding!
Love Lies Bleeding.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's also in Twisters. She's also in Christie.
Oh, she is in Christie. Yeah.
Yeah, she plays Jenny Laughlin. Do you think it's woke they changed it from a guy?
I think it's awesome that they not only changed it to a guy, they made her gay and made her party so hard until
Yeah,
she
that's
died.
awesome.
I think that's the best character you
Yeah.
could have.
I love that phase when I was I watched like Love Lies Bleeding like a bunch.
Yeah.
I was like,
That's a great movie.
yeah.
I want you to picture the scene. Me and Viv went to go see Love Lies Bleeding. I've never seen Viv breathe that hard before.
They know what I want. It was nice to see something for me on the big screen.
Yeah.
Giantess.
Yeah.
Ed Harris eating bugs.
Yeah, the
was
That's a
bug
great
guy.
movie, by the
It's
way.
a great movie.
It's so good.
honestly,
Yeah.
Rose. I hope Rose Glass gets to make 1 million movies.
Yeah. But she was in Twisters with Glenn Powell.
And pal.
And we got Martin Herlihy, who is an SNL writer and also in a comedy group called Please Don't Destroy. He's Tim Jansky.
Yeah.
We do have a couple cameos, I guess you'd call them. Obviously, you got Arnold Schwarzenegger
On the money.
dollar
Yeah.
bills. He's like the president. I know some people are theorizing, oh, is he playing his character from the first movie? Well, no, obviously not.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Running Man's still
like-
going.
Yeah.
I guess it would make sense, kind of, considering how much he's just sort of like wins at the end. He would just kind of become president and just be like, oh, carry on.
Yeah, I'm not actually that bothered by the
Not
running,
bothered
as always. But yeah, go on.
But we've also got the Alpha. We got Chi Lewis Parry from 28 Years Later.
Really?
Yeah. So you know when,
Oh, yeah, it is!
yeah. So you know when they're showing the the tape, just like we got the 3 different types of guy.
Oh, yeah.
So he is the equivalent to Katie O'Brien's character of Jenny.
Yes, it is him. Now that you've
Yeah.
said it, like, I recognize him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
In this one,
Great in Bone Temple.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this one, does not have a 18-inch dick.
Shame.
They
As
shaved
far
it
as
down.
we know.
As far as we know,
Yeah.
they didn't put it on screen.
Yeah.
That is why 28 Years Later is like one of the best films.
Yes. It's true.
Yeah.
You're scared to say yes.
No, I think there are other reasons. I think they're both really good films. Yeah. We got Kinberg Genre and Complete Fiction as the production companies, distributed as mentioned earlier by Paramount Pictures. This had a budget of $110 million. Box office, this flopped.
Yeah.
This flopped hard.
I do not understand how they got so much money for this to be.
69 million this made at the box office.
It's weird because I feel like... I mean, sorry, unless... Do you have more to say on the box office specifically?
I do, but if you want to make a point, I can
I was
come
just
back
going to
to
say,
it.
I understand that, like, maybe... I don't know. I always find it weird to see what succeeds and what doesn't, because I know it's like... It's kind of got a built-in audience of Edgar Wright fans, Stephen King fans. It's a remake. Glenn Powell's quite popular. I'm just surprised it flopped that hard.
Well,
Maybe the lukewarm reception didn't help.
yeah,
Maybe.
it got a lukewarm reception. I don't know if this necessarily did affect it, because obviously Predator Badlands didn't like do gangbusters or anything.
Yeah.
It did better than this, but they kind of are going for like a similar demographic, I guess. And they
Yeah.
came out a week
Teenage
between each
boys.
other.
I mean, the fact we saw it literally the same day, like they were
Yeah.
in cinema at the same
Yeah.
time, perhaps it was like that.
Like if I was a teenage boy and I had to pick between the two, I probably would have gone Predator Badlands.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, it's just...
I don't know. Like obviously that's the one that had the better reception. I preferred that one of the two.
I mean, if we have to choose, yeah.
I've not rewatched it, but you know it is still in fairly recent memory.
I thought it was fine. Just like Running Man.
Yeah.
It had 2 Elle Fannings.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
At the end, he's like, "That's my mom," and then it ends. Great.
spoilers for Predator Badlands.
I mean,
That's my mommy.
it's my mommy.
Yeah. So this opened at the US box office at number 2, behind not Predator Badlands.
I don't remember what came out this time.
Now You See Me, Now You Don't.
That is insane.
So this had
Those movies are insane.
I don't understand it. That fucking trailer. We didn't even see that much. I fucking hated that trailer.
People love magic.
I guess, but I just don't get it because it's like. I know it's always movie magic, but it's a movie. If you like magic,
the
it's
director
like,
of Venom, and you love Venom.
yeah, I like Venom, but like, it's like, oh, it's magic. It's a movie. It's like it's not like real magic.
Just the phrase "real magic."
I don't get what you.
It had Morgan Freeman in it.
I guess
Magic.
I don't know if my
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know if this is a spoiler. I think he dies in it.
my theory. I think I said this before the movie came out. I haven't seen it either. I don't know if this happens. My theory was like, oh, they're gonna give him a really dramatic death scene. Like,
Was Mark Ruffalo in that one?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I assume so. I hate that trailer so fucking much. Anyway,
I found it inoffensive.
it really wound me up. That was my Christie.
Okay. Yeah, so Running Man in its opening weekend made 16.5 million. Now You See Me, which came out the same weekend, made 21 million. In the second weekend, this fell to 4th place. It was again behind Now You See Me, Now You Don't. It was behind Predator Badlands, which was in its third weekend, so
Yeah.
it jumped over. And that was also the opening weekend of Wicked for Good, which, for
Yeah.
comparison, made 147 million in its opening weekend.
Insane.
So it
but,
made
yeah.
almost 10 times more than The Running Man did in its opening weekend.
Yeah,
6 million of the total Running Man box office came from the UK.
Those are different audiences.
If
Yeah.
the Running Man had done an advert with singing phones, Gemini AI shit,
Yeah.
they would have made $1 billion.
Yeah.
But you know,
Would your mum have gone to see Running Man? She went to go see.
She didn't see Wicked for good in
Didn't she?
cinemas. No
Oh.
one would go with her.
Oh, she saw Wuthering Heights.
She saw Wuthering Heights in cinemas. Yeah,
Might be why I'm getting mixed up.
that's fair.
Would Meg go see Running Man?
Only because she listens to this, but I get your point. Yeah, it's a very different audience.
Well, this came out in November. It came out 2 days earlier in the UK, November
Yeah.
12th, but November 14th in the US. So I guess that's payback for the 10 months we had to wait for
The original.
the original. As far as reception goes, IMDb gives this 6.4 out of 10. Metacritic gives this 56 out of 100. Letterboxd, 3.1 out of 5. Critic rating on Rotten Tomato of 61%. Audience rating of 77%. So, if we compare them, Letterboxd and IMDb are higher for the original. The Metacritic and both Rotten Tomatoes scores are higher for the Edgar Wright.
Shaking my head so the audience knows I disagree. I can't imagine
Thank you for
liking
verbalizing
the original
Yeah.
more than this. As much as I don't think this is great.
I think it's
like,
weighed down by expectations of an Edgar Wright film. Honestly,
Yeah.
it must be kind of hard for him.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of weird to say for like such a successful director in his career, but
I
like
completely
being
agree.
left in the shadow of like basically a classic trilogy.
That's personally how I felt about Last Night in Soho, as someone who quite likes that movie. I haven't rewatched it in a while.
No, I agree.
But,
I
like,
quite enjoy it.
I feel like he went
I
for
thought it was
something.
fine.
I feel like he went for something different, but like because of that, it already started the ball rolling on like lower expectations.
I do think it's quite interesting just seeing the trajectory of his career in that his films could sort of be seen at the beginning as pastiches. Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
They were extreme pastiches. They were extremely tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, well,
And
Shaun of the Dead was going for Romero, and then Hot
Yeah.
Fuzz was going for
Like
Michael Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the Hong Kong action stuff.
Yeah.
And then World's End, just sci-fi, I guess. It wasn't.
It was kind of giving like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I something
but
like that, or like
not
a
in terms of the
Spielberg.
directing style. I don't feel.
No.
But I feel as though now he's sort of more pivoted to just the genres themselves, and I don't think he's bad at them because I think it can work in certain elements of Baby Driver. I know some people don't particularly care for like the story of it,
Yeah.
but he is like a really good craftsman. He knows
Yeah.
how to like frame action and such. But now he's pivoting to these like such weaker scripts. It's
Yeah.
like I feel as though he needs a stronger writing collaborator or something.
Yeah, because obviously he's worked with Michael Bacall before on Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Who they were working concurrently with Brian Lee O'Malley. That's the guy who did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he hadn't released all of the volumes of Scott Pilgrim at the time, so they were like working together while doing the movie. So this team can write good stuff together. But if this was good, maybe it would have ruined a generation of teenage boys.
Yeah.
Being like, oh,
I want to be like Ben Richards.
What are your thoughts on Scott Pilgrim as the years have passed on?
I like it. I didn't like it all that much the first time I watched it. Actually,
Yeah,
it kind of grew on me a bit.
I do sadly have a massive soft spot for it.
It is sort of something where I do feel
I feel embarrassed bringing up how much I like it.
Yeah, you loved it.
I feel
Yeah.
kind of like with this. I feel like Scott Pilgrim is like goes out of the gates like running, and then he just kind of like loses steam a bit towards the end. Like I don't really care so much for like X's 5, 6, and 7. Like Gideon and the twins.
I just want to say your restraint was incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it is good. I think the last time I watched it was when the Netflix series came out,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
I saw actually has a physical release now.
Oh, wonderful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I really like the animated series. I think it
Yeah,
works great.
I don't know if I loved it as much as everyone else because I did see it at an animation festival, and
I quite enjoyed the I guess the manga comic.
yeah,
It's like a mix, isn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely
Inspired.
But every teenage boy wants their Ramona Flowers.
yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely something like a criticism I think holds up, but it's
It was
weirdly,
in that phase of manic pixie dream girls.
weirdly, it's like the same thing I have to say about The Running Man, where it's like a lot of my issues with it are with the source material. And again, like with Scott Pilgrim with that, it's like it's up to the writer of the movie to kind of like work out what works with the original and what needs changing for the format to work.
Yeah, so I don't know if Michael Bacall is the right person for Edgar Wright to collaborate with on this. Not because I think he's a bad writer. I like the Jump Street movies and I like Scott Pilgrim, but obviously this is going for a very, very political idea. And I don't know if he's the right guy to do that.
It's strange. It's the tone is so mixed.
Edgar Wright's got like a few people he often collaborates with. Obviously, you got Simon Pegg on the Cornetto trilogy. You got Joe Cornish, who he wrote Tintin and Ant-Man with. Obviously, before all the rewrites and that incident happened. Yeah, and I think Baby Driver is the only movie he's written like solely on his own.
Mm.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the writer of. The co-writer of Last Night in Soho. I think she worked on 1917 with
okay.
Sam Mendes. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I feel like there needs to be like a collaboration there because he's really good at like working with these people.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I feel like maybe if he had like someone just like let's really go for like the jugular.
Yeah. And again, possibly it was like the time frame of it all, just having to squeeze it in like such a short period of time.
Yeah.
That because like I feel as though like the highlights of his work is in the little details, and there's definitely that within it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they mentioned in
the
in the commentary they mentioned like
I felt like I noticed it a lot more on the rewatch.
Yeah, they mentioned how they spent like an excessive amount of time on say like the props, like the magazines, the
even just
stuff.
like the spin the wheel game,
Yeah.
like whole other sections that were just like quick flashes, the adverts.
And there's always nice like background jokes, like it's like Tabby's Diner or something.
Yeah, Tabby's Diner. There's a Blackman's Place. The jumpsuits. Each of them are named after former like King actors, like Space.
I thought they were kind of like egregious at a certain point, but no, I get it.
I personally
Probably
didn't.
to us,
We will.
who are like just making this part of our life.
Maybe it's sort of giving just like 40 Easter eggs you missed in this movie.
I personally don't mind that. I will never really mind Easter eggs when they're not shoved in your face, and remember that for 1 month's time.
Fair.
Foreshadowing
know
is
what
a literary device.
You know what I'm talking about specifically.
Sure.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to talk about, like, and Edgar Wright's like really good with the details, and I just gotta talk about this because it's my like special interest. I do feel like the graphic design in this movie is really solid.
I'm glad you said that because I really like it. So I really wanted to gas it up.
Like, I've got this. I recognize it's stupid. I kind of don't like titles when they're, for lack of a better term, my GCSE film studies teacher is going to hate me right now. For lack of a better term, I hate it when a title is diegetic to the movie. I know that's usually used for sound.
I see what you mean.
But like, I don't. You know, in Maxine,
Yeah.
the title card is her number plate.
Yeah.
I don't really like it. I like a title card where it's just like graphic overlaid on like an image or like on black or like it's
So
a
what you're
graphic
saying?
made.
So what you're saying is like this is a nice exception.
No, I like
there's like the billboard.
I like the logo. I don't like it it's on a billboard. For some reason, it just irks me when a film does that. You know, Mulholland Drive. Good movie. I don't like the title card because it's diegetic in the movie.
That's you're insane.
Realistically,
you're sick in the head. You're sick in the head.
Realistically, I should like this stuff. But for some reason, it just triggers a neuron in my brain. It's like, no. But I do really like the logo for the Running Man.
Yeah.
And the shows they use, the Truth, the newspaper they have.
Yeah.
I'm not so keen on the opening title sequence. Yeah. It is just him walking, and like we can kind of use that to like illustrate the world around you. Tim Burton does that a lot. All of his like opening title sequences are following something,
Yeah.
but it's just bank gothic.
All I will say is I really like the music in that sequence.
Mhm.
The song.
Sly and the Family Stone, is it?
I'll double check now.
Yeah, he's always good with his needle drops.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
always like always use a click track on set, so it like it syncs up well.
And I usually don't like trailer music, mainly specifically when they do dramatic versions of songs, but I really like the remix they use of that song in the trailer.
Yeah, it's what like the Running Man trailer was probably
Really
like the best trailer
Genuinely,
I've seen in
really
ages,
fucking
and I didn't
good
get
trailer.
annoyed every time I saw it.
Yeah, I think it's really good trailer. Like I argue like the trailer had the punchiness that the film was kind of missing.
Yeah.
Like it had the pacing.
You need the
Like,
the
my-
thrill.
Like the fucking love the bit in the trailer where like after like the whole like the game starts with the audience chanting like hunt him down with the
Yeah.
music. Like it had the energy that made me like really excited to see this.
Yeah. One thing I do want to mention in that title sequence is just in reference to graphic design. Actually, not even referencing in reference to graphic design. The Writers Guild have a new rule that they implemented. Like I don't know if it was last year or the year before. When it said screenplay by, it said screenplay by Michael Bacall and Michael Bacall and Edgar Wright.
I completely agree. I noticed this, and I usually don't notice that kind of thing, but it was really distracting.
So, the Writers Guild. If you see a movie and it's written by people, the word "and" is going to change. If it's a writing team, so someone who's an established team of writers, let's say Joel and Ethan Coen,
Yeah.
"and" is going to be A-N-D. Say you got a movie where it's written by Frank Darabont, and then I don't know, fucking Joe's best friend Mike Flanagan comes in and does some rewrites. It's an ampersand.
Okay.
So if the word "and" means it's a writing team, and ampersand means it's a different set of writers. The rule now is you have to credit like a previous draft. So when I said earlier that Michael Bacall did the initial draft, that's why he's credited twice. He wrote it on his own, then he wrote like a draft with Edgar Wright, so now he has to be credited twice for it.
This is what we need unions for, not to stop AI taking over people's jobs, to add different specifications for
Yeah.
credits.
I
Can you
feel like this
imagine
is something very, very niche, and like it's not going to bother anyone except like me.
Bother, no, but like even I was like, why is his name there twice? But then I guess it's
So
like,
say you did like I guess if it's a rewrite, you do like 16 drafts, just you're on them multiple times. Actually,
Yeah. So
That would be insane.
Well, like if it was just written, say Edgar Wright, not Edgar. No, I mean we could do Edgar Wright. Let's say Quentin Tarantino's new movie comes out and he's like redrafted it 15 times. It won't say Quentin Tarantino wrote it 15 times.
I think that
But
was
if-
so funny.
If Quentin Tarantino wrote a draft, then he wrote a draft with Robert Rodriguez. Then he wrote another draft on his own, and then he wrote another draft with Robert Rodriguez. Then it would have to be written by Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez and Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez.
That's dumb.
that's, yeah.
That's really dumb.
It's a bizarre rule. The
Do they get-
Writers
do-
Guild have very specific about
Do they
this.
get paid? I don't know. Do they get paid differently based on each draft?
Yeah, they should get paid double if they're being
Yeah.
credited twice.
To be fair, though, you don't have to listen to their rules and do the credits on that, but you will lose your guild membership.
Oh,
Wow.
that's cool.
So,
Uh,
not a graphic design thing, but it's something I noticed.
Another thing to pull into the graphics, the zines, which do
yeah,
play a very
that's what I mentioned, the truth earlier.
yeah. That was very. I do quite like that. I feel as though they could have pushed it further. Like I wish, like since, like a
It's not like
big,
my zine I did.
yeah, like a big element of you fucking Chicken Run, Ryan Gosling, Blade Runner.
How to draw Ryan Gosling as a chicken, and it's Blade Runner 2049, but with Chicken Run.
That's amazing.
Probably my favorite aspect of this is the implementation of analog technology, but not just for cheap aesthetic 80s throwback, but as
No,
a genuine tool
Yes.
for revolutionary action.
Completely agree. We're fans of analog technology. You're literally sat next to my CRT right now. But a genuine sense of like, you know, or when he has like the old TVs, he says these TVs don't watch you back,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. It's true, less in a sense of like literally like, oh, someone's watching you through the TV, but like we've got smart fridges now that will like use AI to
Pluribus ad.
yeah, they will use there are fridges that will use AI to scan what's in your fridge to see what you're buying and then advertise to you
Yeah.
on your fridge.
I think that's
So it's-
genuinely a really, really great idea.
Yeah.
And honestly, I wish they incorporated the zine stuff more. Like they use it at the end of the credits,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
was which I think was like a kind of a last minute thing. But
That,
that was cool.
that looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in the same sense of like the distribution of that stuff, the zines. Even though I don't like the ending, I really like that guy's videos that he makes.
Yeah.
You know, the style of those.
And then the nitpick again, just shoot it on VHS.
Just do it.
Don't shoot it on like a fucking red camera in like 8K and then just add a filter. Just shoot it on a VHS. It looks so much
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, and if for whatever reason you literally can't do that, burn it onto a VHS.
Yeah.
At least then it have authentic grain.
But I do like the idea of it being used as this is because like the newest form of technology is just surveillance more or less.
Yeah.
It gives you convenience, but it takes away your rights.
There's a lot in this, I think, that's really useful and really topical. Like we spoke about the AI stuff earlier, and again, that is an aspect in this I quite like. And again, something the book predicted in a way. But the idea that Ben genuinely tries to do good and say, like, in his tapes, educate people about what's happening.
Yeah.
But they edit it and they use it to villainize him. And even at the end, they're like, these are the two outcomes we can do. And he's just complete pawn. I do really like the usage of that, especially with, like, how, whether they kind of did that because the book did it, whether they expected it to become accurate with because ChatGPT became a thing during the making of this, or whether it's just coincidence. Like the whole idea of AI influencing people's beliefs, even if some people know it's not true, just the general audience of like who aren't going to fact check it.
I do like showing that element of it, showing the more human, like grassroots approach to political radicalization.
Yeah.
Of just like making zines yourselves and just distributing them yourselves.
Yeah.
And showing the groups of people watching it. I think that is like I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I completely agree. And even though I don't think the message completely lands, and I'll go into why a bit more in a minute, but like even things like Lachlan's death, she was killed by kids who were viewers.
Yeah.
And like they're getting a prize for it, and it's like it's literally like it's indoctrinating children to believe that this like mindset is normal and things like that.
Yeah.
I apologize for being quiet for the past few moments. I've been trying to find the name of the team who did the end credits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm not able to find them right now, which is really annoying because I would love to shout them out.
Yeah.
'Cause,
The end credits are great.
you know, it's a very simple idea, but it's executed really well. And I know a lot of people don't really care for, you know, end credits. A lot of people will just walk out. But you know, as someone who studied graphic design, I get a kick out of it, and I wish more movies would do cool stuff like that. I feel like we are kind of in an epidemic of like the only good like title sequences are in TV shows, and maybe that's because there's a category for it, or award shows for TV.
Maybe.
I'm not saying we should have an award for it in the Oscars.
I mean, best graphics is like
I feel like
Could be
you know
a thing.
it you know reward the people. That shouldn't be why people are doing it, but I do feel like, and obviously I'm going to have this opinion. I am biased, but I love a good title sequence, and I know the opening titles in this I didn't like think that highly of, but the end crawl is just chef's kiss. Mwah.
That's great. What do we think of Glenn Powell as Ben Richards?
Do you like Glenn Powell in general?
Right.
That's what I want to know first of all.
I have a weird like baby's object permanence with Glenn Powell, where I feel like he came out of nowhere. I saw him in Running Man, and I was like, this man didn't exist before then, and now he's been in things, which is dumb because I know he was. I've told you this. This is such a hard thing for me to word. when we were seeing the trailers for How to Make a Killing and seeing the opening scene with him and Margaret Qualley in the film, I had this thing where I was like, I couldn't see them as a real person. I don't think he's an industry plant. I like him. I like him in this movie. It's just
He's in
like
some Linklater stuff.
is he?
Yeah, he's in Hitman.
He's in Hitman. He's in Everybody Wants Some.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe I like him.
I've
Once
not
I've
seen
him
Apollo
more.
10.5. Apparently, he's in it.
Maybe I like him when I see him in more. But it's like it's weird in that trailer. I just look at him and I kind of see like an attempt at a Hollywood man. Not saying like he's getting pushed unnecessarily or like he doesn't deserve it.
He is the reincarnation of Tom Cruise, or at least that's what they're trying to tell you.
That's just how I feel of like I don't think against him. I think he seems cool. And once I see him in more roles, I'll have more of an opinion on like acting in general. But for me personally, it's like he came out of nowhere and it's all of a sudden like, who's this guy who's in fucking everything?
I try not to blame him for that. It seems like any
yeah.
sort of like general handsome man who has like kind of a small role, they try and go through the cycle of pushing them into like big
leading man
stuff. And quite honestly, he is good in like leading man stuff, but I like him in character stuff.
Yeah,
he does.
he's really good in Hitman.
Yeah, genuinely. I really like Glenn Powell. I don't think his recent work is like.
I don't know if I've disliked him in anything.
I don't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't say he's like bad in anything, right?
Did
but
you
I
see
feel
Twisters?
I did. I thought he was like really charming.
I enjoyed Twisters. I thought he was charming.
Honestly, I hate Top Gun Maverick,
but you like him.
I really like him in it. He has that snarky energy that film really needed. And when he was out, I remember like going, that film was dog shit, but I really liked the twat in it.
Yeah.
I like Top Gun Maverick for the reference, but I like him in it. That was like obviously he was in Spy Kids, but like at least like what you'd consider Glenn Powell's career now. That was my introduction.
Yeah.
For lack of a better term. Well, I'd seen him in Everybody Wants Some as well. So my point's moot. But no, I think he's good in this. I don't know if he's.
I feel as though it's more to do with like the directing and like the idea of what the character should be feels kind of mixed.
I feel like he's too buff for the role.
Yeah, he is like, and to be fair, it like not that it's like one of those things that needs justifying, but there are some movies where they're like this everyday man and he's shredded. And it's like, why is he shredded? And granted, it's like, why is he shredded in this? But also, at least you see him like being physical before, like all his jobs were physical jobs.
Yeah,
like
just to like kind of excuse it.
Well, I'm not because like. I think what he was given, he did the best with what he's got. What I have a general problem with is that they set up this idea of him having like anger issues basically at the end, and like kind of nothing really happens with it. I feel as though if you're gonna introduce someone as having like kind of a snappy personality or something, it should really flare up during pivotal points.
Yeah.
But one that he seems like kind of level-headed. He
completely
approaches
agree.
a lot of the situations quite methodically. Obviously, he does some like extreme stuff later on by like jumping off the towel and stuff.
Yeah.
But
like the times where they're just like he's like looking at the like 3D Rorschachs.
Yeah.
Just like, you are the most angry man I've ever met. Just like, is he?
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because that's not even a criticism I'd thought of. But now that you mention it, it's like, for example, in the scene with Elton in the house when he wants to like get revenge for his father, so he's kind of playing with the Hunter crew and like fucking with them at the detriment of Ben. And it's like, maybe he should have been like angrier during that scene because like his life is on the line and he's just playing.
That was another like that the scene of him like oh, it's gonna be them, and it's like no, it's Michael Cera's character. He hits that. I thought it's just like that even felt out to character.
Even for Michael Cera's character, I agree.
Yeah.
Like,
I think there should have been more setup of just like I personally want this to go down.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And I feel the same as the end. Like I'm mixed on Amelia's character at the end and her inclusion. I understand what they wanted to try and do.
I didn't really
have
care
it
for
like
her.
She should have been at least sprinkled into the beginning of the story.
or just like the idea if they wanted this character. And to be fair, it's exactly the same in the book. So, but like they could have changed it. They wanted the idea of this character who like has fallen for the propaganda and once becomes involved learns the truth, kind of like the original film as well.
It's kind of like a TV show, like where every episode they team the main character up with someone and they kind of like go on the next step of the journey. It's just like, here's the Elton episode, here's the Amelia episode.
And I feel like with that bit specifically, it's like, yeah, he lays into her, and I'm not saying he should have been violent with her specifically, but it's again that sort of thing of like, he's kind of empathetic to the fact that she's been like propagandized her whole life, whereas he should be madder about it. Like
Yeah.
you said,
I just wanted to watch the Americanos.
Americanos. But no, that's a good criticism. That's something that I hadn't really thought about.
Yeah,
that I think holds up.
And then which was so strange, like in the infamous plane sequence
Yeah.
of just having who is the hunter guy?
Lee Pace?
Lee Pace. And he's like, they're like, obviously like they're going at each other now.
Yeah.
He's fighting in the mirror, and it's just like he shoves him in the mirror. It's just like you're the reason you're here.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like this feels like this is paying off something that hasn't been set up
Yeah.
whatsoever. It was so strange.
Especially because like the reason he's there, the reason he's in the situation where he's really poor, is because he tried to like unionize and he was like fighting for workers' rights and stuff.
Yeah.
Which, you know, is a good character motivation. But maybe like, and they had the bit where it's like he took the baby at the beginning because he didn't want to beat the shit out of his boss. But maybe they should have had it where like the reason he's blacklisted isn't because of the union stuff, it's because of violent tendencies.
Yeah.
And then that would have been true that he's there because he can't get a job because he's aggressive.
Yeah, it's. I also get the idea that they wanted to make like more people to be like everyday characters, like
Yeah.
the Michael Cyrus or the family when he was like in the trunk, and he
Yeah.
was like going across, and the girl at the end.
Yeah.
They felt more like outliers than sort of the general people, because you
Yeah.
see like these
Yeah.
groups of people like say watching it.
You got the cab guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's
so
into it.
strange. It never felt like a functioning world.
The world didn't feel lived in.
No.
I get
Yeah.
that.
You get these highways that were shot in Glasgow, and it looks like it.
It's so bizarre because it's like shot in like Scotland and then also in like Bulgaria.
Yeah.
And
It's a
some
big
shots
mix.
in London as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Not
went
saying
to the
yeah.
Yeah, I remember seeing the one shot in like Canary Wharf, and I was like, "Oh, I've been there. I walked down there."
Me every episode of Doctor Who.
Yeah, which Edgar Wright was going to direct the pilot of.
Oh,
That's the
Oh,
one I
yeah.
mentioned earlier.
that's
Yeah.
true.
I do find that it's like the pacing is a little odd. Like, I kind of get like the whole point is like it's like a big hide and seek game, whatever. But it is like it's like okay, everything at the beginning is like it's got a good like pace to it. It's moving. The
Yeah.
game starts, and he's just hiding at hotels.
Yeah, that was such a like a fizzle. It's
like-
just like he's just munching on biscuits watching.
It's like okay, I get it. But it doesn't really. It's not really that entertaining. And then he goes to a different hotel, and then
Yeah.
he meets the
The
guy.
character's names, I can't remember his name.
Let's find his name.
Bradley?
I know the actor's name. I can't.
No, that's
yeah,
not
Bradley.
Yeah. Is that Bradley?
Bradley? Yeah. He meets Bradley, and Bradley tells him about Elton, and like in between that, he's got the whole like blind priest bit.
That's my favorite
Which is
joke, though.
That's
Very-
giving Nirvana the best.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's very Hitman coded.
Oh, that too.
I love the joke in that. Like, Father, did you see him? No, I did not. Why would you say that? He's blind.
He's fucking blind.
But yeah, it and then he goes to Derry. Obviously, hey, Derry, oh, Stephen King. Hey.
He's in Maine.
Yeah. Like as soon as he goes to Boston, it's just like, well, obviously he's on his way to Maine. I've seen the Langoliers.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, just to bounce off what you're saying about the hotel stuff, I actually feel like it can work with the whole, like, you're expecting it started now, oh shit, here we go. Oh, he's just hiding. If once then they start the chase and, like,
It goes balls to the wall.
it's like non-stop then.
Yeah.
I think that maybe having it be like, oh, okay, because, like, realistically, it would be kind of a lull of, like, you're going to hide.
I think it should have been emphasized by like, because like it always feels like there's supposed to be kind of tension. There's some creative shots,
Yeah.
like the famous one in the trailer where obviously you have all the wanted posters and he's right there.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, that's like
That's very Edgar Wright.
that's a rightism, an Edgarism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, I don't think it's like expressed enough within the filmmaking, and I feel as though he has the talent to do that.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And like you said, do you feel like you used to have that looming threat? And during the set pieces, you feel the threat. Obviously, during the hotel set piece, the car chase, the
Yeah.
house fight.
Yeah, some great choreography.
Yeah, like those are the bits I think really stand out.
Like in every trailer, they showed that like one long take of him like running through.
Yeah,
like,
that
the
shot's
hall.
fantastic. Sliding into the
Yeah.
sliding in
Like
there.
the whole way they like shot that is like very impressive as well.
Yeah, and like with Glenn Powell doing his stunts and actually doing that. I was surprised on a rewatch. I actually really like the car chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was still kind of just like,
That's fair. That's fair.
just because I've seen what he can do with car chases, and they are
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Maybe I'd feel different if I
I
rewatched
I don't
Baby
really have
Driver.
any strong thoughts on the car chase.
I think it's both because I'd forgotten it, and then I was like, "Oh, this bit's fun."
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. The house bits, just to speak of the set pieces,
as
while we're
in
looking
the
back.
Elton's house.
Elton's house. I like it. However, I never want to be like, oh, realism because it's a sci-fi movie. It's a space
way
movie.
goofier than the rest of the
It is.
movie.
It is a
Yeah.
bit too goofy. I like the flamethrowers. I like the electric floor. That feels realistic. The fucking stairway that just pushes them off.
Yeah.
What the fucking is this?
Fucking Resident Evil house ass trap.
I was going to mention like sometimes I do think the comedy is a bit invasive. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure like having like being a satirical movie, you're gonna have like a bit of comedic edge to it. But sometimes
I feel it has to be played straight.
it didn't
Yeah.
really feel like it congealed well with the rest of what the film was
Yeah, I
going for.
agree.
Yeah, I get that. Like, I couldn't really say what I want the comedy to be. Like, I didn't find it egregious. It's more just there. It's like kind of a nothing bigger for me.
I know Edgar Wright has said this in the past. I think he was on the press tour for The World's End. Every one of his movies at that point took 3 years to make, and then he was supposed to have Ant-Man come out in 2 years. He dropped out of Ant-Man famously and moved on to Baby Driver.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like kept like a rhythm of like 3 to 4 years for every project. But then this one, at least from what we know, in 2024, he started like properly working hard on it. And it came out in 2025.
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like another go round of the script. Like, I don't know how many drafts this had, but another go round at the script. Just like, polish it. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to release it in 2025 because that's when the book is set.
The original movie doesn't even have that date. It
No.
changes it to 2017.
Yeah.
Like, you can just change the date.
Like, this movie, like, push it to like November of this year.
I feel as though
You
as well.
get an extra year to cook it.
I feel as though as well with like Edgar Wright. He's almost famous for like his setups and payoffs.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Hoffa's Shaun of the Dead World has a million of them.
Yeah.
Like just like these small details that you just like, oh, that's a quirky line later on. It's just like, oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it feels like a ton of little payoffs for something, and it's just like you need those setups.
I don't know if there is like any sort of. It doesn't feel like there's like a creative tension between him and the studio. It seems like they let him do what he wanted to do.
From the commentary, he seemed quite pleased with it.
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
understand. There's a
And
lot
this
to
is-
be proud of.
And it's a passion project. Like he said for years he wanted to do this.
Mm.
I don't know. Like obviously I can't speak for the man himself. Like if he's happy with the film, I'm so glad he got to make the film he wanted to make.
Mm.
You know? Who gets that opportunity to make the stuff they want to make? The man's living the dream.
Yeah.
But
That's fantastic.
But part of me is just like, is this what he wanted?
It's hard to say. Like I said, speaking of like the trailer and the punchiness of that, I just feel like it wouldn't take much to alter this, to have it. Like you said, maybe one more go around, one more year. It's not that it's so far from being good that we have to rewrite everything and
No.
start from scratch.
Yeah.
It's just like it's
I think
like they need
the
that
cast
little
is
alter.
solid.
Yeah. I think all the pieces are there. Like you said, it's just a rewrite, like a rewrite. Maybe even not being afraid to like divert from the source material. Because, for example, saying about like the plane stuff being too focused, I even think in the movie and in the book, the switch from like being on the run to I'm going to take the fight to them, I think that kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like even stuff like that, maybe ironing that out. I like if the. I just feel like
it's like
you said,
19
it needs
days
to-
he's on.
Yeah.
This is like kind of different, but I just wanted to say, who was the cinematographer?
Chung Hoon.
Great cinematographer. I love his past work.
Yeah.
This, I think it falls into the
Well,
kind of
this is the
grey
fir-
landscape, which again can work. Dystopian future.
It's the first Edgar
Yeah.
Wright movie shot on digital, isn't it?
Yeah, and it looks kind of ugly. I don't like how this looks for a lot of it. There's not a lot of
Like I
Yeah.
I feel like obviously like the transitions and stuff, like you still have like a fair few of them, which is like very Edgar Wright.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't know if I feel as like strongly about the visuals as you. I don't feel strongly that they are great. I think they do the
Yeah,
job.
I didn't have any
And
thought about them.
When I think
really.
of the visuals, I also think about how awful the posters for the movie were.
Oh, the posters were pretty bad.
What film
yeah.
had the posters in it? Was it fucking Ella McKay?
Oh yeah.
Regretting You. So
Regretting
like
You.
a week
Yeah.
before this, we saw this. I went to the cinema on my own because I had some time off work, and I watched that because the movie I was going to see just didn't. I missed it. And it's not really my cup of tea. I didn't like the movie anyway. But there's a full-on moment where two characters have like an emotional like connection in front of Glenn Powell's fucking face,
So funny.
and it's a Paramount movie as well.
Maybe that's why I feel the way I do about Glenn Powell. Of one of these posters, well, the main poster is just his face and
Well,
the
I mean,
Running Man.
That's what they do for Tom Cruise, and
I know,
you
but I was just-
everybody says he's the new Tom Cruise.
Maybe that's why I feel about it, where I was just seeing those posters thinking, who the fuck is this?
I would not want to be the next Tom Cruise. That would be horrific.
Yeah.
Scientology speedrun.
No, that's the Running Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny that a movie called The Running Man loses its stamina
Yeah.
so early.
And it's a shame, like I said, I genuinely think if I was going to tweak this ever so slightly, it would just be like maybe even adding more set pieces. If you want to stick faithful to the book, fine, but like maybe add stuff rather than take stuff away, and have it where once the game starts, oh, it's in the hotel, and you kind of like, oh, it's like it's slower than I thought, and then it just ramps, and once it starts going, maybe even make it like shorter, and have it like, because the original is only 90 minutes. Although it personally doesn't feel like it.
But also,
But have it be like shorter, and it's like, because the game starts about half an hour in, and have it then maybe where there's like 10 minutes of lull, and you're like, okay, when's it going? And then once it starts, it does not stop.
Yeah, give it that Fury Road
Yeah.
energy.
I know you kind of gave me some slack for this in Lawnmower Man, and that's fine. It's just for the sake of conversation. Obviously, I don't take anything personally. I'm trying to think of this in a business mindset, okay? As in, from Paramount's point of view.
Yeah.
Paramount, look, there's a whole thing with Paramount at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
The Ellisons and the whole Warner Bros. Merger. I'm not going to get into it all. It's there. Honestly, kind of surprised they let this. You know, they didn't tweak this as much as they could have. But
Maybe they should have.
Anyway,
Nah.
what was
I'd
your-
rather have a director's vision be shit than
Yeah.
studio meddling fix it.
when you see, like, obviously in hindsight, we can see the money this made at the box office. You say about, like, maybe, you know, add some more set pieces. Is that really going to help, though, if the bottom line is it's going to lose money anyway?
That's fair. When I say set pieces, it doesn't have to be grand scale. More just like I said, the house, the goofy house, rather than having it be that. I just feel like there could be more, or even just like the time they spent on the plane.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't think there should have been more.
That's
I
fair.
think it should have just been cut down.
that's fair.
Yeah.
Or
More-
like,
Well, more in less time. I mean, which is weird.
I don't want
but
it
you
to
know
be
what I mean?
set piece, lull, set piece, lull.
That's what I mean. I don't want it to be the lull.
You know
I feel
how-
like just like that.
You know how in the trailers we saw, like, bits
I want
from,
crank.
I want to crank.
we saw bits from what we know in the movie to be previous episodes of The
Yeah.
Running Man. In the trailer, some of those are presented as if just like, oh, this is the movie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, maybe incorporate some of those ideas. Because they're like, you know,
Yeah.
the like bow and arrow bit, and there's like the wood chipper bit.
Yeah.
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 And, you know, there's definitely stuff you can do. And like, you've got everything there.
And even
I-
if
I would making the budget smaller help?
make it a bit more creative, maybe, because I don't. When I say set pieces, I don't mean like grand in scale. More just like, just keep the pace up. So
Yeah.
maybe like having less budget, making them more creative.
Maybe
Would
he
limit
doesn't
them.
have to go to Bradley then Elton. Maybe
Yeah.
make that one character.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, it would make sense because Elton also does the
Here's my buddy
radicalization
Elton.
stuff.
Oh shit, the SWAT team's here. It's okay, my hair's ready. Bam!
Yeah, just immediate like.
Then you're running out
rush,
the car.
rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like from the chase with Elton where he gets shot and he drives off, don't have like the drive off and then he has to find another car. Have it where it goes onto the highway and then he crashes that and then immediately goes in with Amelia.
Yeah.
And she immediately has to drive off.
You can have that one moment like where he's like chilling by that empty estate.
Yeah.
That could be like just before it picks up for like the finale. But in between that, you just gotta keep going.
Even have it where like I know they set up the whole like big fucking explosion thing so that he can lie about it. Why lie about it? Say he has one of those, and now you've got that end fight scene. He's trying to survive. There's also the threat of the explosive he bought.
Yeah.
Like there's just like that's what I mean. Like another thing.
It needs to be an escalation.
It weirdly didn't feel like there was much stakes
Yeah.
in a story where he could be killed at any time.
Yeah.
And like even just maybe incorporating the other characters a bit more. Obviously we see Tim dies quite quickly, which is fair enough. But like I remember in the trailer seeing Lachlan's bit in the casino, which obviously we see in its entirety in the film. And I can understand what they did with like
It makes sense they'd be disparate, but you know,
have them cross over a little
this
bit.
isn't
Maybe
this isn't realistic. It's a movie.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Have it cross over where they both accidentally go to the same place, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Oh shit, there's a way higher chance of us dying if we're next to each other."
Yeah.
Or maybe have it where like because Tim is like shit scared, he's like following him.
Yeah, it's
and
like fucking
he's
leave me
a
alone.
detriment because he's like, "Oh, you saved me before. Like we can do this together." And he's like, "No, fucking go away."
Speaking of Tim, I do just want to shout out. Like, I know this is how movies get made. I'm not gonna like dog on them too much for this. They just
The monster.
No, just the product placement, like the liquid death and the fact he dies at a fucking Shake Shack.
Yeah.
That
Look,
is-
I like Shake Shack hot dogs. They're pretty damn good. But
Yeah. The monster was a
But
bit
weirdly,
egregious.
I didn't register. It's only when Michael Cera was downing monsters.
The monster
Yeah.
was a bit egregious to me, only because I know it was a joke, but it's like it's still advertising.
Yeah.
Like
Especially when you give it to like the revolutionary
I
who's
know.
like doing all the work. It's just like, all right.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't honestly I don't really buy Bobby T's like thing at the end where he's like kind of like, no, you can do it, Killian. In my contract it says fuck you.
Yeah.
I don't really buy that. I do
think-
think I think the original is better because it's one character.
Yeah, I feel like you can feel a disconnect between
I think
Killian
it makes it
and
more
Bobby T.
believable.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again,
But I agree. I
it's
don't.
a movie.
I don't know. I don't think the payoff of him being like "fuck you" whatever.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like okay. I don't believe for a second that this guy has any answer consciousness.
Yeah, I would like it if it wasn't a matter of consciousness. It's more just a matter of, well, show's over. I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I don't care. Like he's just not that invested in the first place. He's a
Yeah.
showman. He'll just move on to the next thing. That being said, like I know we've cast him up, like I mentioned him already, but like even though he plays it very differently to the original movie, I do really like Coleman Domingo. I like it when the first hunter gets killed and then he's like trying to do the forced sad thing.
Yeah.
Of, like this monster has taken one of our own.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, you know.
Yeah, he's always great to see on.
Yeah. That being
screen.
said, honestly, as much as I like Josh Brolin and I think he plays Killian well, he doesn't really do much. He's like barely in
No,
the movie.
he's you get him in and he does a good job with what he's told to do.
He was really
Yeah.
good behind that desk.
He was. I liked it when he slammed his head against the thing, but then didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like stuff like that. I wish it was more like
Apparently did that for real.
Like, but Josh Brolin insisted on his head being slammed against the desk.
Yeah.
like more of that to show like his anger and like his restraint.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
also the style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, you do it once and it's like a fluke. You do it multiple times, it becomes like a rhythm.
Yeah, have it where he's like constantly
It
like
becomes a motif.
weighing stuff up and like maybe it's like during the hotel during his first confrontation with the hunters, he's like thinking like, oh, maybe I could take him. Like he's actually like maybe he's like active impulsively and like part of him's like, yeah, he's running and hiding, but part of him also kind of wants to take the
Yeah,
fight
like
to
he
them.
sees some shit on the screen that's like maybe taking the piss out of him. He's just like, no, I'll fucking show them
Yeah.
that I can handle this.
Just to bring it back to the 80s one a sec. In a test screening, they didn't have the reveal that it was like deepfake Arnold Schwarzenegger died.
Oh, okay.
It was presented as if Arnold Schwarzenegger character
Yeah.
actually died in the movie.
Yeah.
Ben Richards.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I know we've talked about this sort of concept in the past of something going back and being like, oh, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But, like, this is doing that with the head slamming. Like, what if he, like, has, like, you see, like, him, like, die, and he comes back and just like, oh no, I was angry, and that
Yeah.
led me to dying. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could have that where like when he's like
slowly learning.
when he's weighing up what to do, like in the when he's like in the towel, for example. Maybe have it where like he rushes in, gets killed, and like, oh shit, and he's like, oh no, that was like an option.
And that's very Shaun of the Dead. Just like, we'll go kill Philip. We'll rescue Mum. We'll go to Liz. We'll have a pint and get all blown over.
Yeah.
Yeah,
blah,
and you
blah,
could
blah.
do all the quick cut zooms.
Yeah.
All the bish bash boosh.
And you can also have then like action that would feel more grounded in a weird way, because like, yeah, of course Ben wouldn't be taking the fight to them. Like he's trying to survive, not kill them.
But you could still incorporate those elements
yeah.
in a narratively satisfying
With
way.
any like,
But then
yeah,
is Edgar Wright thinking he doesn't want to become a pastiche of himself, and he's trying to like become a bit more of like a gun for hire? But that wouldn't
maybe.
make sense.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem like his MO.
I think he has certain elements he likes to indulge in. I think he loves doing action.
yeah,
Throughout his career, I think that's what he's probably best at.
yeah. And you know, there's like I said, I like the set pieces in this and the action in this. It's more just the in between and the overall narrative themes. I do think it's slightly stronger than the original, because it's not as simple as just, oh, they show them the original footage and all of a sudden the audience is in uproar.
Yeah.
But I still don't think it's like that strong. Like the ending, I know it's like kind of,
It's supposed to play on that, right?
it's supposed to, yeah, but like I think having the plane blow up makes sense. I know some people wanted him to like 9/11 the building, but that was never going to happen. And realistically, that wouldn't make sense. They would have a failsafe to like blow up the plane.
Yeah.
So like blowing up the plane's fine. I even think having the Bradley's video intercut and have it be like, did that actually happen? And then like that leads into the credits is fine. It's specifically the bit where like he goes back, he sees his wife, he sees his daughter, and then they like the Running Man studio is being torn apart. People are angry, people are against it, everyone's turned. That's the bit that loses me. I just think cut like those 2 minutes. Because I think, again, it's just as simple as, like, all it takes is one person to immediately take everything down, and it doesn't work for me. Maybe plant the seeds,
I think,
but, like...
I could see
I
what they're
don't know.
trying to do of just, like,
Yeah.
they martyred him, more or less. So, in the end, I don't necessarily take it literal that he didn't die, more just like he lived within the people around him. And by... unless it literally is just supposed... Oh, no, he's
I
alive.
like the interpretation that you're saying. I personally always thought it was a literal, like, this is exactly what
I think
happened.
if it wasn't for the fact they showed like his wife and kid,
Yeah.
then that
Maybe...
interpretation would like
Yeah.
feel more like
Maybe if they
justified.
Maybe if they cut the wife and kid, and at the end, because I'm just gonna say this now, I also really like his outfit with his hoodie. I just like it.
Yeah.
Maybe at the end, when he comes up to shoot Killian, you don't see his face.
Yeah.
It's like it's just a guy in a hoodie coming up, and it's like it could be him, but it could be someone inspired by him.
Yeah.
Just a little tweak, because again, I just feel like
Like how in V for Vendetta they all take off their masks and like Stephen Fry's alive.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah, it's just that it's too slightly less squeaky clean than the original. Still a bit too squeaky clean for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Stephen King liked him more.
Yeah, it's completely fair.
Because the
Closer to his
the
thing.
check cashed in.
Yeah.
Stephen King actually had to personally vet Glenn Powell, so Edgar Wright made him watch Hitman to get his approval,
That's cool.
That's really funny.
which is great. You know, Stephen King's watched some Peak.
Oh,
I'll get to it. I'm slowly watching Richard Linklater stuff.
Do you have any more thoughts on?
it does better.
Yeah, I'm sure. Like we could keep going, and like we'll always think of things like, oh,
Yeah.
we didn't mention that on that episode. We didn't, but you know,
I haven't talked about, as according to my note, the slutty little towel.
That was a pretty... You could see the cum guzzlers and everything.
Damn.
It's cum gutters, man.
Come get us.
I'm sorry, I'm the cum guzzler.
What is this in reference to? Child memoriam.
Oh, it's when they're just like, here are the hunter's kids.
Oh yeah, no, that bit was funny.
That was so funny. That
was-
was the biggest laugh in the
That
film.
was
My
really
God.
funny. Okay, I'm sad that I forgot about that. That is very funny.
No, it genuinely feels like, let's get Charlie Kirk's like wife and kids out.
Yeah,
She'd host the Running Man.
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I don't have many more points. It is pretty much just my final note on here is the audience is too quick to swap sides. Ironically, the book is too cynical and the films are too idealistic in their victory.
I
I feel like there's a middle ground somewhere.
I do hope that this doesn't put Edgar in director's jail.
No,
God, I hope not.
I think he did post like that he was working on something with Simon Pegg again.
Oh, that'd be
So-
nice. Hopefully.
Simon Pegg as the Running Man. Nick Frost as McCone.
Like, I don't think he has to go back to doing like Cornetto
Yeah,
stuff.
I hope he isn't
I-
doing
I
it just
hope
because he feels strong-armed into it.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Yeah, I hope if they do work together, it's because they want to, and not because they feel
Yeah.
like they have to. For
I'm sure
their
they do.
careers. But when I saw this with you two back in November, I was a bit more harsh on it, and I feel like now
Yeah.
I can sort of be like, it's got problems. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but I still think it's a very noble attempt.
It's fun
And
enough.
I'm glad
yeah.
I'm glad I rewatched it.
Yeah, it's fun enough where I could see myself revisiting it in the future. It's a shame it's not better, but like, it's not bad.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's worse.
Look,
if for something to be mid, but
I'll be there to see whatever Edgar Wright does next.
100%.
You could serve up poop on a platter, and I guess I would eat it.
Yeah.
To use.
Well, I guess if we don't have any further thoughts, that brings us to recommendations.
Woo.
And Viv did our intro, so Viv goes first.
Okay. I had a nap before I came here. And
Is that your recommendation?
that is not my recommendation, but I did recommend this to you, just like out of the blue. There's a new Balls of Canada album coming out, and I recommended Music Has the Right for Children to you, and you seem to quite enjoy it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah, and I listened to that. I like to put it on when I nap, which seems disrespectful for the music, but I find it quite relaxing. I love that album, but check out any of the discography. They're a great band.
What's the band called?
Balls of Canada. They do
Balls.
electronic music.
I searched Balls of Canada.
Balls of Canada.
Balls of Canada. I have found them.
There you go.
I will check them out.
You got balls on your mind.
And what if I did?
Is that your recommendation? Balls?
Balls. No.
Nuts.
You go
Or
next.
what is your recommendation?
Okay, please, after you, I insist.
Okay. I am going to recommend a movie.
Awesome. Anyway. Go on.
Yeah. Watch one. No, I know a lot of people will say, "Oh, you should watch more like foreign language stuff." It's just like a little bit of text on screen. You just need to get over that, and then it's not Homoti.
Just about to be like, damn, homo tea.
It's not Homoti. Homoti is great.
We watched a Turkish ET ripoff called Homo Tea, where it's ET but gay and Turkish. Anyway, go on, Gary.
Yeah. People say, "Oh, it's just like a little bit of text. Just get over it." I think that's a bit of a misnomer because it is different. It's like the culture and everything is all different, but you're still missing out on great stuff. I'm just recommending check out some foreign cinema. Specifically, we watched Amelie,
We did.
Yeah.
which is something that I like, a very early foreign language film that I was introduced to. I love that movie so much. Me and Viv watched Tetsuo 2.
It kicked
Body
so
Hammer.
much ass.
Obviously, we'd seen the first Tetsuo before.
Yeah.
Also, great Japanese films. And yes, we did watch Hamoti, which is a Turkish film. That's not necessarily.
We here at Podonut Studios, we only engage in the highest form of culture.
Yeah. But no, I'm just recommending check out some cinema that's not in your native tongue because there's so much to learn about the world. I'm so intrigued to find out more about Turkish politics in the 80s after watching Homo T.
Yeah, gotta give it to Homo T. With the themes of it, we did have to learn about Turkey. We were just like, what influenced the making of this movie?
Yeah.
And we did learn.
I know we do watch quite a bit of foreign cinema, more so than most.
Yeah.
Like we've seen It Was Just an Accident,
Yeah,
and
that's fine.
Sirat, and No Other Choice.
It's always a
Sentimental Value.
It's always a treat
I know it's
whenever
not-
they go on like
Yeah.
broader releases. It's always nice to see one in cinemas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Secret Agent. I know these, like the ones we're bringing up now, are like very recent, very big.
Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes they need to be big to get cinema releases and
Yeah.
get public attention.
and it's good that they're big because more eyes on foreign cinema, the better.
Yeah.
Because you'll discover new stuff, and
Learn about Turkish history
Did you know there was a coup? At some point
at some point.
in the 80s.
Yeah. Do you have any foreign film recommendations?
I've recommended a foreign film before. This isn't my recommendation. This is a past one. But
what is
I
your recommendation?
But let me answer this question quickly.
No,
The
just go back and listen to that episode. Mia.
The Eight Mountains, the Italian. Yeah. My recommendation. I haven't consumed much media last couple of weeks, so I'm stealing one. I think you might have done something similar before. I'm recommending reconnecting with past friends.
No, I've already said that. You gotta
I have.
you gotta
different
think of a
friends.
new-
Wow.
Yeah, you gotta think of a new one.
Really?
Yeah.
no, it's fine.
I can't
It's-
win.
It's fine, Joe.
Can't win.
I think it's a good recommendation.
Well,
that's why I
speaking
came
of-
up with it.
Thinking differently, because I think it's kind of a funny story. So I have like friends from uni. I was in a comics and cartoon society. They might even be listening now.
Like Joe's friends.
Yeah.
Aye.
Do we bully him too much?
Not enough, if anything.
Wow. Yeah. They we obviously have Instagrams for the podcast, and I accidentally sent one of the Instagrams rather than putting on a story for First Time Flyers. I accidentally sent one to them. It was for one of the First Time Kings ones. I think it was like the Mist, and I just sent it to them.
One of our best.
Yeah, I think the least successful episode. I don't know, but
I don't know.
no, I checked last week. It wasn't one of the First Time King ones. The most successful episode of First Time Flies as a whole is Under the Dome for some reason.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But yeah, I accidentally sent it to them, and I felt really awkward about it. I didn't acknowledge it for a while because that chat had been sat unused for 4 years. Unfortunately, like COVID happened, and I just lost communication with like all my uni friends. And because of that, weeks later, I was like too awkward to never say anything about this. I sent a message and was like, I didn't mean to send that, but it made me think I need to reach out. And I recently reconnected with them in person, and it was lovely. Sometimes reconnecting with people, especially after a gap of a couple of years, can be hard, but it was very, very nice to see people again. So if you've got anyone in your life you haven't spoken to in a while, reach out to them, because you never know when you get the opportunity again.
You know how we were talking the other day about how Joe just can't say an answer? He's got to weave a story.
Fuck off. No, because other times I understand when I would like build up to it.
Anyway, if you want to follow
This time,
the
no,
podcast
let me
on the
finish.
social-
Let me finish. Because other times, fair enough, I would build up and it'd take me fucking ages to get to the point. This time it's an explaining.
You can cross that off your Joe bingo as well.
Just them off being mean to me. Next to the fucking episode, I'm just going to
Cross
say
off Joe being
the
like,
name
"You're
of
so mean to
something."
me." You do say a lot as well.
Yeah, because you are. Do the fucking outro.
We are on the socials. You can send our episodes to friend groups that haven't been active for 4 years.
Hey guys, I just wanted to reach out.
We're on TikTok and Instagram.
If only you could see Joe right now. He's like, literally crossed-armed, pouting like a
But he's
literal
laughing.
toddler.
He's trying to laugh.
He's trying not to laugh.
All Hail the King podcast on TikTok and Instagram. On YouTube, we are at Pod One Out Studios, where you'll find Viv and Joe's other podcast. First Time Flyers, a TV pilot podcast, is Little Britain, the episode that's out the day before this.
I think so.
Ooh. That's a fun one.
You're
And
in
then
for a
moving
treat. You're in for a treat. Great guest we have on there.
Oh, interesting. It's not me.
It's not you.
It's not.
Then you're moving on to video game shows.
Yes.
Very cool.
So we're doing Super Mario, Super Bros, Super Show, whatever it's called next
Super
week.
duper poopa show.
Super duper
With a
with a
big
big
tupa.
tupa.
Mm.
Yeah. We are on all the podcast platforms. We're on Deezer and, the other more irrelevant ones like Apple Podcasts, Spotify. We are on YouTube Music. I did just want to bring this up. Sometimes on YouTube, for some reason, the videos just mess up. Like, I've checked the files on my computer, they are fine, but as soon as they get onto YouTube, something happens and we get messages from our friend Meg, just like, hey, do you know the episode is fucked up?
But always like a
Yeah, the
month
episode
later.
And I've checked, it's just like, the file is fine. It's something to do with the YouTube version. So, if you're listening on YouTube and there's ever any problems, we do apologize. What I will start doing is I'll put the link tree in the episode descriptions so you can actually just listen directly from the RSS feed if you would prefer. We are on a bunch of podcast platforms, so if you don't want to support Apple or Spotify or Deezer or Audible or whatever, there are plenty of other options.
If you'd really want to, just email us and I'll send you the raw files on a memory stick. But that's on you to put that on your computer, because I'll put other stuff on there as well.
We can't put that 30 minutes we cut out of Lawnmower Man, no. Yeah, I believe that is everything, unless you want to give us a 5-star review on your podcast platform of choice. That would be grand.
That'd be lovely.
You can bully Joe and
No, I'm still mad at you two. I'm done.
bully Joe in your 5-star review, and we will say it to his
No, I
face
do
and make
not
him
want to be the
cry.
punching bag of this podcast.
There you go. That's it. Stand up.
You fell into it naturally, I'm afraid.
This sucks.
Yeah. Oh well.
Give us a 1-star review.
Well, Joe's just going to be very bitter next episode when we're talking about the 1990s It
Is it
miniseries.
We're doing it next?
We're
Yeah.
doing It.
Yeah, you
Can
guys
you
get
believe
fucking
it?
reading.
We're already at It.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess I'll start reading now. I'll pause.
Do you know this? 20th episode.
Really?
20 episodes we've done.
That's mad. Although it makes perfect sense because it's half the
we've
number
done
of the
like
First Time Flyers
we're like
episodes.
40 episodes of First Time
So
Flyers.
it's like mathematically it
don't
makes sense.
gloat. Don't gloat.
Do you know
Well,
what?
not
I'm
gloating.
getting too big for your britches
It's
now.
my fault that we can't do weekly episodes because I'd have to read a book a week.
I made a weird thing about it when we started doing First Time Flyers because there was a couple of shows that were kind of similar, but I saw like all of them ended around 30 episodes or something. And they just kind of gave up then, and we've already surpassed them because we're not quitters
Nah, we're gonna
like you
keep doing this.
co-pilots or whatever the fuck you're called. I'm kidding, you're fine. I'm like,
Yeah, I hope you're doing good. Although we are mad that you had the name first before
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah, you made me do the artwork twice because these ones didn't
honestly, I prefer
research before.
First Time Flyers. I think it's better.
I think it's our thing. It's our own thing.
Yeah.
You've got the mugs now.
Yeah, we do.
I was about to look at them, but it's not here.
And I've got the
it's
All Hail the
downstairs.
King hat. If you want one, let us know. We'll put up a merch store.
Eventually.
Sure.
Never know. Why not?
Yeah, we'll send you Garen's hat.
No.
We'd have
No, this is the only one.
we've already said about like on mic t-shirts.
On mic, yeah. We'll just have like the Joe Bingo, just like weaving a story.
No.
Queer
Glee,
corner.
Queer corner.
You guys bully me.
You guys bully me. I won't kill baby Hitler. I love Mike Flanagan.
This does
Glee.
happen. Garen already said Glee.
It'll be there twice.
It will be there
That's how
twice.
much you bring it up. Next episode is out the usual time, 10 a.m. on a Saturday. We hope you join us there. Like I said, we're talking about it. It's a big one. We're looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. We will see you there. Any final words?
Mwah.
Bye.